Good morning, Morgan.
Morning, Mr. Freeman.
Good morning, Joyce.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Rise and shine, Stubby. Wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
Wake up, Joyce.
Wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Brunch with Boater. How's everyone doing this weekend? I've been healthy all week, so my voice should be in good shape, but I went to a party last night and got drunk, so my voice might be messed up. Who knows? I don't know. I have electrolytes, so I'm going to be in good shape. How about all of you? Excuse me. That could have been handled better. We're playing I Was a Teenage Exocolonist today. We played it last week. We got through year 1. I'm hoping to get through a couple years this stream. We'll see how it goes. Wake up and smell the ashes. It's from a 21-year-old game. Science fiction predicts the future by criticizing the present. Thank you for the hydrate redemption. I should maybe click to the game screen. There it is. Drink again, Bish. Okay, so it is the first month of our 11th year. It is early quiet. So we're going to look around, see. Let's just try talking to everyone really quick, see what comes up. Cal is leaning on the garden fence, looking out at the colony. That attack was awful, he says quietly. I did something I'm not proud of, and people still got hurt. All the adults tell me that it's okay, because I had to do it, that I was brave and protected the colony, but I don't want to hurt anything, not even a monster. So, I can't directly interact with that dialogue, but I want to hear a fun nature fact. I have 20 biology, and hey, Cal likes nature, maybe this will help to perk him up a little. My baby autistic eyes would definitely open with, want to know a cool nature fact? I'm sorry you inherited my sickness, but I'm glad that you're here today. I saw that you were sick. I'm like, oh no, she might not make it. You recently overheard the children learning how to count by studying Hop-Eyes. Hop-Eyes have 1 foot and 2 tail forks, and 3 stomachs and 4 eyes. Hop-Eye facts, 1 duplicate when drawn. And if you see 5 of them together, that's lucky. Cal laughs, finishing the mnemonic with you. Wait, how'd they find out Hop-Eyes have 3 stomachs? I don't want to know. Alright, cool. That's some more biology and some friendship with Cal. I'll be around for about 30 minutes and I need to take a break and we'll interact less. Okay, well, we'll see how this goes. Hey Sprout, your dad greets you. How your classes going? I know it's hard to sit in a classroom when there's so much to explore, but everything in life's gonna get easier for you if you take time to learn about a lot of things. Who knows? Maybe you'll be running this place one day. Do not have the animal skill to help him run the animals right now. Mom's taking a break at her makeshift desk inside the domes. What's up, Slobote? She asked. Need me for something? Apparently not. Anyone over here? Got Dis. You don't see Dis at first, but you do hear rustling, followed by the screech of metal on metal. After a few minutes of looking, you spot Dis placing large rocks in front of a pile of corrugated metal leaning against the wall. He stops and looks at you. You didn't see anything, he says, going back to covering up his tracks. Do not have the bravery to dare him to eat a worm. I think sheep or goats also have 3 to 4 stomachs. I believe cows do. I could be wrong. But yeah. Anemone has her mouth wide open to the sky, catching flakes of the weird snow that drifts from the sky. Tangy, she giggles. Get it? Tangy? Like tangent? That's what we used to call her, you remember? What's up, Tangy? Tang furrows her brows as you approach. You again? Why do you keep pestering me? It's not as though you've done anything to impress me upon to impress upon me your usefulness. What I mean is we're not friends. Damn. But I'm friends with Tammy. Tammy's sitting in the lounge, quietly looking out the window at the colony. Everyone's so busy doing important things, she remarks. Working in the creche is pretty hard work, but antecedent makes it look so easy, but it almost feels like playing. And I guess we'll talk to talk to Mars. Was there something here? No. Excuse me. Mars is watching a whole screen intently. She shushes you before you can get a word in. They're about to kiss, she hisses, barely giving you a second look. Alright, cool. So we're about mid-level stress. We can't go out right now. We can do classes. We can play some sports ball. We can help out at the geoponics domes. So what are we looking at doing? Construction crews are hard at work repairing the damage done during the last attack. Shovel dirt there. Can relax, but really, like, it's best to keep that for when our stress meter is higher. We can do classes. Like, what are we gonna try to prioritize here? That sports ball. There's that bravery. We could use bravery. Feeling classes. All right. Some goody two-shoes kicking in. Look, I'm feeling sick and I don't feel like rebelling. Halfway through making, I'm feeling sick and I don't want to rebel. I'm gonna go classes. Can't do sports when I need to be in school. Let's see here. What are these again? Life sciences is biology, reasoning, which I'm decent on. Engineering, reasoning, I'm okay on engineering. Humanities, creativity, persuasion, pretty darn low. Do we want to try to get that up, or are we just gonna like lean all in on Brainiac at the expense of some other aspects? Humans! You're bringing supplies to medbay when you see something unusual. Tangent curled up on a bench, her head pillowed on a rolled-up lab coat. She's fast asleep. You stop and stare. You never see Tang sleeping. She's always so busy, you're surprised she even has time to nap. You turn to leave her in peace when you bump into Anemone. What? Anemone says. She hardly ever sleeps. Just like a couple hours a night. Is she sick or something? You look back at Tangent, snoozing peacefully. I'm so jealous of her genetic enhancement, Anemone says, rubbing up one of the scales sprouting on her jawline. She hardly needs to sleep at all. She probably stayed up all night studying for this morning's history test. There was a test? I flunked it, Anemone says, matter-of-factly. No biggie, though. If I didn't have to sleep, I'd probably play games instead of studying anyway. Tang's hollow pump beeps a soft alarm. She sits up and stretches, looking totally refreshed and alert. She sees you watching her and looks annoyed. Yeah, no, that's fair. Just a power nap, she says. No reason to gawk. As you get older, challenges can have conditions. The challenge suit determines what conditions can appear and which decks will work best. Try to collect social yellow cards if you want to win battles for social skills. Childhood is fleeting. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, this card is just locked here. Alright, that gives us a straight. I couldn't quite get a pair, but that's fine. Humanity? Humanity. Okay. So much has happened in the last month since the monster attack during Glow. The idea of this planet as a peaceful utopia has been shattered. The security squads are training new members and keeping close watch on the gates now. They're reinforcing the walls and even installing a few robotic turrets. In class, you have drills on what to do if the colony is attacked again. And all the excitement? You forgot today's your birthday. Your parents haven't forgotten. They wake you up early with enthusiastic shouts of "Surprise!" A Vertumnan year is only a little longer than a year on Earth, so you've taken up its calendar for birthdays. Yours is in the second month of quiet. Spark snow drifts slowly past your porthole window as you snuggle with your dad. Your mom climbs up too and sits on the edge of your bed. Your dad pulls a bowl of fruit from behind his back with a flourish, like a magic trick. At least you think it's a fruit. What are those? Bobber fruit, your dad grins. The foragers have been picking these just outside the walls. They might look funny, but they're tasty. Try one. You take a cautious bite. The pulp is soft and tastes a bit like lemon, only more blue. Bet you can't wait to join the surveyors out there, your dad says wistfully. Who knows what else you'd find? Sabote is not allowed outside the gates, your mom interrupts, her voice sharp. It's too dangerous for kids. Well, I know, but eventually, your dad says, but your mom cuts him off again. But not now, your mom replies. Not since the attack. Not with everything you know is out there now. It's a friend's birthday today, and I wrote him a message saying, "The oldening is upon you, I shall sing the incantation." And then I sang happy birthday in the 3 languages I can do it in, trying to make it sound like a droning chant. So we've been trying... I think we've decided that we're not going to be telling people when we can see things ahead of time. Like, there's no proof that we can do it. People are thinking we're weird, we get, like, hospitalized and stuff, and we just don't want that. So, I think I'm just gonna go with the attack is scary. Your dad hugs you close. "Oh, don't worry, Tomato Head," he says warmly. "We'll keep you safe." Your mom reaches over and pats your leg awkwardly. "I know it's scary, but if you do as you're told during emergency drills, you'll be okay. Nothing's gonna hurt you kids while we're around." Why are you a tomato head? I don't know, because I'm so many different plants. You'd like to believe him, but you've seen the colony fall in your dreams. How long will it be until those visions become real? Even still, your mom says, it's clear that everyone should know how to defend themselves if it happens again. To be clear, this includes knowing when to run away, your dad adds. Security Chief Rhett's offering self-defense lessons at the garrison, you know. Even for kids. If you're interested, you should drop in sometime. Probably not a bad idea to hit that up. Your mom gives you a stern look. And I've heard stories of kids sneaking outside the walls, she says grimly. If I catch you doing that, I'm going to put a chip in your ear. Oh. What? Me? Never. Yeah, you better never, your mom retorts, crossing her arms. Alright, mid-quiet. Just checking that everyone is good. No dialogue options. Oh, let me just check for loot on the ground. If you get your perception high enough, they'll, like, glow so you can spot them a lot more easily. And I was so used to that from my last game. But I do not see any loot on the ground, so let's go for defense training. Defense training with +2 combat, +1 animals, and friendship with anemone. You attend your first sessions of Security Chief Rhett's self-defense classes. It's a small class, mostly security officers and other adults. You and Anemone are the only kids. She gives you a wink and a cheesy thumbs up as you listen to Rhett rant about how everyone in the colony needs to learn self-defense. Could be walking along, thinking you're safe within the walls, and a flying animal could swoop you out of the sky. Then what would you do? I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna chop that beast right in the throat. Yeah! He points to the assembled class, but only if you learn what I'm about to teach you. The only way to learn is by doing. And the only way to begin is by beginning. So, what? Game changer. Who wants to volunteer for a demonstration? Am I gonna have my throat chopped? Let's do it. Security Chief Rhett doesn't scare you. Or so you pretend. Rhett is like the biggest adult you know, and he's so intense. You step forward and Rhett nods as he crouches down. Okay, he says. I'm a manticore, stalking you through the forest. What do you do? So you might think I'm a dumb kid, but a manticore? I'm running away. There's a smattering of laughter among the other students, but you have to live out your truth. If you see a manticore, you're out. Rhett doesn't laugh. That's correct, he says proudly. Only engage with the enemy when there's no other alternative. No one walks away from a fight without getting hurt. So the first rule of self-defense is to not put yourself in situations where you need to fight. Once you've learned situational awareness, we'll move on to hand-to-hand self-defense, drawing on a variety of martial arts. Only when I'm confident that you're ready will we advance to weapons. There aren't that many weapons in the colony, mostly stun gloves and batons with a few plas rifles. You hope you don't have to use them, but it would be good to know how. The best self-defense is a good self-offense. Everyone start defending yourselves immediately. Boater, your fucking hair. Get a haircut, you hobo. Okay. This is not great. That's another reason I didn't want to do the -1 thing. Yeah, I still don't have a lot of options right now, so we'll just take that win. As a formerly long-haired person, I always struggled with the lengths of hair that might consider too long must haircut. No, that's fair. I also, like, when I get a haircut, it's just, like, shaved down to an inch, and my hairline is starting to creep back a little bit, and I really don't notice until my hair is really short. I'm like, no, this needs more volume to cover up the fact that there's less surface area. Oh. Dad would like a word. Looking a little worn out, my little firefly. Your dad greets you looking concerned. You know, despite what your mom might say, there is such a thing as too much work. Maybe some R&R over the lounge would help recharge those solar cells. What you say? Let's pick what we want to say here. Hugs. Alright, cool. We'll get a hug. But also then, what do we want to do this month? We are at 80 stress. We have enough stress cap that we can do one more thing. If we want to do more classes, help out here, whatever we want to do. So think about that while we go here. Maybe I just need a hug. +5 loyalty, -5 stress. Your dad throws his arms wide. Well, get in here, Tiger Butter. Tiger Butter. After a long hug, you do feel a little better. Your dad gives incredible hugs. I would still say only one more thing. I don't know what Tiger Butter is. We had a... what'd you miss? We had a birthday, and we went to a self-defense class. Other than that, we haven't really... There hasn't been any story developments yet. Plus animals. Okay. I believe that was in here. Shovel dirt is... No, that's all toughness. Our only way to get plus animals right now is actually combat training. Or defense training, which +2 combat, +1 animals. Let me just make sure that one of the classes don't also add to animals. Biology, reasoning, engineering, reasoning, creativity, persuasion. Morning, Riggy. How you doing on this fine Sunday? Riggy is sicky. Tigers are mammals. Can you make butter from churning the milk? Oh, so like goat butter, but tiger butter. I assumed it was like a flower, like tiger lily, but I don't know. I don't know about milking a big cat. No, Riggy, feel better soon. Hydrate bits coming for you now, butter. Okay, well, they're not bits. They're the channel points, but I'll take them. Thank you very much. Thank you for the hydrate redemption. The electrolytes are good because I had booze last night. Also hydrates. Yes, very true. If you were watching when you were sick, you must hydrate when Boater hydrates. That's the rules that I just made up. Let's do a smarty thing. Do we want to do? Let's see. Life sciences, biology, and reasoning. We're starting to get close to a marker for biology, so maybe let's do that. Some life sciences. This week in biology class, you're learning about predators and prey. Professor Hal brings up a picture of a hop eye on the holo projector and asks, who can tell me what special things hop eyes do when they see a predator? Tang's hand shoots up. They hop away very quickly. That's why they call it a hop eye. Hal nods. That's true, but that's not what I was getting at. Tang stammers and looks upset, like she can't believe she got something wrong. Hal scans the class again. Anyone else? Sobote? Ooh, by having animals, do they thump their feet? +2 friendship with Tangent and the card. You go with your gut and make a guess based on what you know about the behavior of communal animals. That's right, Hal smiles. Sabote sounds like you might have met one before. Tang gives you an appraising look. Maybe she didn't expect this from you. Cool, and we get to use that. Card to the right becomes a 3. Just straight up becomes a 3. So 2, 3, 4. And then throw in a couple of 2s here and super goal! Hell yeah, +5 biology. Oh, that's looking so good. +1 reasoning, kudos, and some stress. So we're going to have to do a relaxation this month. And I think the only relaxation we have available to us is in the lounge right now. It is now the month of, well, it's now the pollen season. I'll do a quick talk to everyone. You spot your dad catching a break inside the geoponics domes. He takes a huge glug from his caffeine that upends the rest over his face. Whew! Wish I could take my eyes out of my head, wash them off, and pop them back in. He laughs at the low kind of face. Too gross? Too gross. Sorry, kiddo. This pollen is just so itchy. Wow, you're getting big. She mutters in disbelief. Cool. Thanks, Mom. That's not embarrassing. Cal's kicking a ball against the garden fence post, cheering when it bounces back towards him. Ever since we landed here, I don't play a lot of sports ball, he says, picking up the ball and tucking it under his arm. Anemone and I used to play a lot, but honestly, I think I like working in the garden more. I just like doing stuff that feels like it makes a difference, you know? I don't want to just play all the time like an enemy. Anemone. Hello, do you need something? You didn't see anything. Surprised Dad even works this month. Should be his month off. Hey, play's really important, Cal. This is true, but like, you know, you can turn, yeah. But also, like, he's also said that he doesn't like competitive play. We're not friends. Meh. Ooh, a mushwood log. Grab. So boring here. I wish I were in a holovid, then something exciting would happen. Oh my god. Please don't. Please do not wish excitement upon this colony. We're gonna have enough. Let's relax in the lounge. You look around the lounge. Some friends are here. Who do we want to hang out with? Cal, Anemone, and Tangent. We're at 29 with... We like Cal. Everyone says Cal. Yeah, that's fair. Cal is practicing hoverboard moves in the corner of the lounge. Yeah, this is going to be relaxing. Because the board never touches the ground, the adults can't really complain. In this way, he has pillows to land in. He's working hard, trying and failing, flip after flip, but hasn't even broken a sweat. Hey, Sabote, he says cheerfully, do you want to practice with me? Some toughness and friendship. You practice with Cal for about an hour. It's exhausting. By the end, you're sweaty and a little sore, but you feel good. You promise him you'll come back all this month and keep him company. Let's forget a 0 card, please. Cal, I don't like playing... He doesn't like playing competitive things. He doesn't like it when people lose. We'll find out that he's incredibly pacifist. Oh, we can do delivering, too. I forgot that that was an option. We can do deliver supplies. Wear your mask when outdoors during pollen season. We'll be holding our annual Vertumna Festival during the second month of dust. Boater immediately defends Cal. I like Cal. Cal. The garden looks deserted, which is strange. Cal's usually here, taking care of the animals, or playing in the dirt, or fetching things for the adults. You spot a pair of dirt-streaked legs dangling over a piece of equipment and clamber up beside Cal on the sun-warmed metal. Cal's distracted by something in his hands, and he looks up as you sit down. Oh, hey, Sabote, he greets you. I didn't hear you, dude. I'm sorry. Look what Tammy gave me, he says, holding out a weirdly shaped doll with green, stringy hair and lopsided eyes. She's the best, he says proudly. It's so cool that she can make stuff from what other people think is just garbo junk. He lies back against the machine and raises the doll to the sky, letting it block the sunlight from his face. Tammy's my best friend, he continues. I know we all grew up together, but, like, Tammy's real special, you know? Yeah, she really is. I'm glad you think so. We used to play together all the time in the Stratospheric. Like, all the time. Man, I remember one time... Sorry, I was just... Before you got here, I was just thinking about how when we were, like, 4 years old, I promised her that we'd get married when we were old enough. Anemone teases me about it. She thinks it doesn't count because we were just kids, but I keep thinking about it, you know? He looks down at the doll in his hands. It's truly ugly, but maybe that's part of the charm. What do you think, Sabote? Are we shipping Kalami? Cal is too pure for this world. Protect Cal at all costs. I feel like he's being set up to die. No, Cal, no. So we can say people change. We can say that's no romantic. Or we can flirt with him at 11. Say, Tammy, come on, I'm way better. Which I feel like is not the vibe. I feel like I'm better than Tammy is not the vibe. We can flirt. We can do that. But I think... Okay. Okay, that's two people saying flirt. I'll just joke. Come on, I'm way better. Cal's eyes go wide and he sits up straight. Hey, Tammy's still my friend, even if she doesn't want to get married. Oh. Why do you people do this? Wait, did I lose the card? Did I lose the card, Tammy's Confidence? He looks down at the doll inside, picking at a thread until it comes loose in his fingers. He blows it off his fingertips into the breeze. I guess, I mean, she's a little immature, and you like hoverboards and other cool stuff, which is hype, but Tammy can make really pretty jewelry out of all kinds of things. He looks conflicted. Plus, she has neat ears. You and Cal spend the rest of the afternoon basking in the warm sunshine and chatting about growing up in the stratospheric. He's a little quiet whenever Tammy comes up again, but otherwise it's a perfectly happy day. Yeah, but, like, there's a time and a place to flirt with friends. Tammy, I'm sorry. Nobody else has dialogue. So, what do we want to do today? This month, we've got delivery supplies, shovel dirt, all the classes. We've got playing sports ball or defense training. I think that's it. IRL, completely oblivious. You have to hit me over the head with flirting in a very, very straight or gay way. I picked last time, Shady. It's up to you. We're trapped here. I hate it. Okay. So, we did get defense training is something that we can do. We haven't done delivery supplies yet this stream. I'll talk to Tonin here. Expeditions are off limits. I need more toughness or more bravery. Defense training seems like it'd be wise. Yeah, and that gives us a little bit of animals here. Then after this, maybe we'll try to get that biology up there. So this is going to be combat and animals. Part of self-defense is training your body so it can be ready for any situation. The security chief has you running laps, jumping through tires, climbing walls, and sprinting back and forth. He has this inverted anti-gravity pad that makes your limbs feel super heavy. When you do jumping jacks on it, and then do them again in normal gravity, it feels like you could jump straight back up through the wormhole. It's exhausting, but not that different than sports ball training. If I had toughness of 20, I could get that. But I'm gonna get in your butt kicked. Push myself so hard. Oh god, that took so much stress. You're getting stronger every day, but at what cost? You go home every night and soak your aching muscles, hoping you won't hurt as much in the morning. Feel like you're getting your butt kicked. That's some extra toughness. Okay, oh, we have a bunch of 2s. Heck yeah, super goal. Okay, a bunch of combat, a little bit to animals. Wow, that's so much stress out there. You're finishing breakfast in the common area when Marzipan struts in. Look at you eating cereal, she says, turning her nose up at you. Bet you don't even know what today is. From a past life. It's Valentine's Day. No, you dumb... Wait, what'd you just say? Well, anyway. Today is St. Valentine's Day. Dis and Tammy wander over to learn more. Back on Earth, it was a day when everybody had to give the best friend a gift, especially sweets. Then you put the sweets under your pillow, and it makes you dream about who you're going to marry. And there were decorations of hearts and arrows. And pigs! Tammy cocks her head. Why pigs? Before Mars can answer, Dis just snorts. This is dumb. Marzipan just made it up to get free candy. He rolls his eyes and walks away. Yes, Spyro, the sport here is actually sports ball. Welcome. How you doing? As he leaves, Mars shouts at his back, well, nobody was going to pick you anyway. You stink. Yeah, like pigs. You know, it's fine. It works. I know who my best friend's going to be, and we're going to go with Cal, right? This probably would have been a better opportunity to, like, try to flirt with him without dissing Tammy. Oh, really? Who would it be? Mars asked playfully. I'm going to tell the other kids all about it, so you go around, find your best friend, and give him a gift. Make sure you do it by the end of the day or it doesn't count. And if too many people want to be my best friend, I'll hold tryouts for the position. It's only fair. So we get to pick someone, but I'm saying Dis needs a friend. That's true. That's true. Dis could actually, you know, we could definitely. Oh God, our friendship is 5 with Dis. So, yeah. He's probably gonna get offended or something. You find Dis watching the jungle through a gap in the fence, kicking the dirt with his toe. He's quiet when He's quiet to you when you walk up. He must be in one of his moods. We have empathy of 10 or greater, so we'll just watch with him. You sit and watch the jungle with him for a while. You ask if he's ever been on the other side of the fence. A few times, yeah. There's a way through behind the garrison building. You both sit in silence again for a long while, until he breaks it by saying, "It's really nice out there." You want to be best friends to annoy Mars? You explain that of course you weren't taking it seriously, you just think it'd be funny. He looks at you and shrugs, "Sure, I guess." Then he looks back out at the forest. It is kind of funny. It's a stupid thing anyway. Yay! And now, we have the ability to sneak outside. Mars is in a huff. Ah, because he didn't pick her on Valentine's Day? Seems like nobody picked her. She crosses her arms and scowls at you. I can't believe you chose Dis over me? Aw, do you feel dissed, Mars? Was that a diss? Whatever, Mars mutters, tossing her hair. I'm just too mature for kids my age. The older kids get me, even if you don't. Okay. So how's the girl who died last playthrough doing? She's good. Tammy's sitting in the lounge, quietly looking out the window at the colony. We've read that before, so she's doing good. Yeah, shipped with Cal, and then you guys were like, "Oh my God, flirt with Cal." You've seen Dis use this drain pipe behind the garrison to sneak through the walls. There's a metal grate that comes off so you can crawl through. Do you want to go out there? So, in addition to having challenges that are outside the walls that will increase our stats, we'll also get bravery and perception while we're doing this. So, yes. I like to spend at least 1 month every season out and about because it's so good for boosting stats. Events in this area can be done in any order. They won't cause time to pass, but will increase your stress. Return home via the Expedition Depot flag or the home button at the top left of the screen. Watch for collectible items that you can bring back as gifts. Events respawn at the beginning of each year, and new collectibles have a chance to appear every season. My players got to meet Ben last session. More Like Rigor Mortis was one of the players in Season 1. Cal Spyro is one of the players in the current season. You slipped through the drain pipe and out the colony before anyone saw you. Anyone, that is, except for a dark figure watching you from the trees nearby. Could that be... is that Dis? He turns and disappears into the jungle. Now you're sure of it. That was definitely Dis. He's not allowed outside the colony either. Try to follow him. But it takes more stress to do so. Kid is fast. You quickly lose sight of him and can't find his trail again, but you do learn something by trying. So, perception was the first thing I maxed on my last playthrough. We'll see how this goes. Ditzy, this is my second playthrough. Thank you very much for dropping by. So I did my first playthrough on my own. I enjoyed it so much that I wanted to share it with streams. So I'm on my second playthrough now. But everyone else in here is have not seen the game be played before. So, Spyro, I was saying how you are one of the players in the current Pugmire campaign who met Ben and his incredible wares he had for sale. Just this past week. Geoponics engineers have set up a worksite here, using the RoboPlow to tear up the ground and prep it for farming. You don't want them to see you, they'll send you home for sure. Sneak past them, perception challenge. Okay, let's... maybe we just go with our 3 1s for a start. 1, 1, 1. Our goal is 27. But hopefully we get another 2 to be able to match those up. 0, why? Why are you like this? Fine. 0, 1, 2, 2. So we get a straight, a pair. Yeah, that's looking good. Alright. Magnificent. What was Ben selling last week? I adore the game so much. I was happy to find other streamers sharing the game. Yeah, absolutely. I tore through it my first playthrough. I enjoyed it so much. First playthrough, I don't want to spoil things for the others, I will say that I got a happy ending, but not the best ending, I want to say. I got the botanist ending, I think it's called. So, how many playthroughs have you done, Ditzy? Oh, that's a good question. What was Ben selling last week? I can look it up, actually. When they first approached his booth, I had them roll a wisdom saving throw because one of his items was a mask that you can make people get the fear condition. Ditzy, I'm talking about a RPG campaign that I run. So he called it Peekaboo. I call it Peekaboo because you just pop out and boom, and you get them all scared. He had something called Pocket Sand, which is a one-time use thing. You throw it up in the air and everyone's invisible for, I think, 2d10 rounds. Now, if you do get scared by this mask, you can do what dogs do and pant, but you need something to pant into. So I have this, it's called Pant, and it's like an airline throw-up bag that you just pant into. And then the No Pokey connects the red strings on the wall. Nice, 5th playthrough. No Pokey is a collar that Spyro's character got that is overpowered, and with your consent, I might nerf a little, but we'll talk about it next session. Because I forgot that all guns do piercing damage, and that has something to level up and be immune to piercing damage. If we do keep it, it just means that I'm going to throw a lot of non-standard damage at you. You skulk under the trees at the edge of their operation. The loud grinding of the roboplow hides any noises you might have made. So every time that we do something out here, we are getting 15 stress, but it's still probably the most economical way to raise a few of these stats. You spot a group of small creatures playing in a field. They have 2 giant frog eyes and 2 regular ones, long forked tails, and 1 strong foot for hopping. Well, these must be hop eyes. You heard people talk about them. They let you get pretty close to watch them chatter to each other and rub noses. They're all friends, just like people. But they hop away if you get too close. Animals challenge. Ooh, nice. +1 to the card to the right. So let's... 2, 3, 4... no, let's 1, 2, 3 so that we also have a couple of yellows there. +2 to the last card. So 2, 3. No, that would need... no. Card to the right becomes a 3. What is going on? Hold on. That's unchangeable. +2 to the last card. Okay. That's fine. We're still gonna crush this. 0, 1, 2, 2, and another 1 for good measure. No, it requires using an entire leveling resource just to get. This is true. Well, the only nerf I was thinking was that you are immune only while it's active, but again, if I've given it to you at this point, I'm not going to unilaterally take it away. If you say no, I do want this and it does use a leveling resource, then yeah, that's fine. You'll be immune from guns, which will be interesting, and just means that people are going to come at you with cutlasses, which you are not even resistant to. So yeah, it's fine. You just got to stay out of melee range. Alright, so we got a little bit of animals there. Hop eyes are wary at first, but you crouch down and copy their cute little squeaking noises. You bounce towards them, and amazingly, they don't hop away. You play with the hop eyes for a few minutes before moving on. Aw, cute little guys. I have such a hard time getting an ending other than adventure. I love exploring so much. True. Well, after events that happen halfway, 2/3 of the way through the game, the way I roleplayed it, I kind of got into the head of the character. Like, I spent a year doing a lot in geoponics and just kind of, like, retreating from the world. So that was, like, partially why that did a lot. I was going to say upping the immunity to while it's active would be fair. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. It's still, like, basically during combat, 2d10, you know, rounds, so Gonna take a little break to eat and relax and vacuum the nasty floors. Lurk. Sounds good, more like rigor mortis. So Ditzy, what we're doing, although you've played the game, still opening it to you as well. Every month we're kind of like collectively picking, hey, what do we want to do? Ooh, an egg. Thank you for spotting that, Shady. This Hopeye's acting really strange. It won't let you pass. It keeps thumping its foot on the ground really loud. What's its deal? Animals challenge. Heck yeah. How are we doing on stress? Okay. We can do 2 more things unless something hits us with more stress. 4, 4, or 5. Let's see here. 1. What happens if... And it just becomes 1. So, boom. Perfect. Card to the right becomes a 3. So we can 1, 2, 3. Is it better to do this as a pair? That's 16 points. Or do we do it with the flush of blue? Also 16 points. Alright. You stop trying to get past it and just listen. Oh, you can hear little squeaking noises from nearby. It's probably warning you away from its nest. You carefully avoid the nest while speaking in soothing tones. The agitated little guardian titters warnings at you, but eventually lets you by. Plus to animals and perception. We've got 15 more stress in our banks that we can take here. Dis! You spot Dis sitting in a clearing, but not before he sees you first. Instead of sneaking away as usual, he stays still as you approach. Like it's totally natural that he'd be sitting in the middle of the jungle so far away from the colony walls. Now that you think about it, you're a little glad to see him. You are so far away that you can't see the walls anymore, and it's really weird out here. And it's getting late. Dis stares unblinkingly at you as you approach. Hey, Sabote, is all he says. I think we just say hi. We're not going to tell on him. We know why he's out here. And Tang's kind of cranky with us, so whatever. How's it going, Dis? I vote Age of Blood, kill everyone. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong game. Seems to be in a good mood, something you see very rarely. Did you see Utopia out there? Dis asks. Chief Surveyor Tonin is easy to sneak past, but Utopia has, like, X-ray vision eyes or something. She'll catch you for sure if you get too close. She caught me once and I got in big trouble. How about I show you something cool and sneaking out will be our secret, okay? He jumps up and walks a little way into the trees. You follow. Just a few minutes away, the ground drops off and a large stone outcropping juts out over a cliff face. Dis walks right to the edge without slowing. It's a long way down. Come on, he says. Bravery challenge. Are you sure that's Dis and not a weird doppelganger? I'm sure it's fine. Set neighbors to this value. Why? I'm like, oh, I could do like 1, 2, 3. No. Well, fine then. Let's get rid of these cards, boost their value along the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. +1 to the card to the right. Unchangeable. Dang it. Hiding in the creche. I think we're just gonna drop stuff in. Bop, 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 bop. There we go. Couple of pairs, couple of flush. Some extra bravery. Nice, and stress reduction, which is actually good because the next month we would want to have an activity to do stress, and then it's the Vertumnalia Festival. So that would be stress reduction as well. So I realized, oh no, we're like getting worse out there. You bravely step onto the rocks and walk out to the edge with this. You both sit down, feet dangling over the precipice, and look out at the amazing view. It's incredible. You snap a picture of the holopalm, but you won't share it on the net. This is your secret. Yours and Dis's. Minus stress, +1 perception, gain memory, and +2 friendship with Dis. Where are we at right now? We're at 55. Yeah, keep exploring. Oh, why is that? Okay, that's fine. You come across a cluster of mush trees. They're not fully grown yet, but they're still pretty big. It might be good to harvest them before they get all gross and mushy during the rainy season. If you were older, you could probably cut them down and get some kudos for them. Give him a friendly pat. +1 perception and animals. You like the mush trees. You give one a pat, and are surprised when it moves under your hand. It's not the tree, though, but a camouflaged creature lying against the trunk. It's small and looks a little like an octopus or a starfish. Lots of long legs wrapped around the tree like it's giving it a hug. Whoa, that stress went rocketing back up again. How did that happen? What the heck? What the hey? Yeah, because we were like 55. And then, yeah, probably I didn't notice they did +15 there. So, yeah, let's return to the colony. Are you ready to go home? Yeah. Is this net a physical net? Probably not. Not unless you count the... Well, no, it's probably all, like, wireless and stuff, so not even like a net of wires going everywhere. Alright, we got a lot of stuff there. Bravery, perception, animals. Alright, so it is now dust season. I know Tang wants to talk to us, probably wants us to tattle on Dis. Hopefully Dad's feeling better now that it's not pollen. Dust is such a dry, hot season. Both suns are high in the sky, baking the usually lush Vertumnan jungle. There's a breeze, it's warm, and, you guessed it, dusty. Your parents are up every day before dawn, which comes far too early for your liking. They're usually gone by the time you wake up and home after you're asleep, so you have to visit them at work if you want to see them. Morning, Gooseberry, your dad greets you cheerily. You come to see the harvest? Your mom and I are gathering crops from actual Vertumnan dirt this week. Sure. He shows you around rows of corn and beans from Earth. They all look a little yellow and scraggly, not what you'd expected, but your dad enthusiastically points out the vegetables ready for harvest. Don't forget, he tells you, the Vertumnalia Festival's coming up. There'll be a talent show and a science fair. I'm sure you're eager to participate, Sabote. Because it deducted stress for the activity, even though it gave you +50. Yeah, it deducted... It deducted the stress, which brought me down to 55, but I forgot that then when I was like, keep exploring, added 15, then I did another one that added 15, so that's where we ended up. Immediately throw him under the bus. No, why would we throw Dis under the bus? Some people should make a list of how many plant-based nicknames the protagonist gets. You tell Tangent that you know where Dis has been going. Oh, I just tell her? Come on, you tell her that he's been sneaking out to explore the jungle. Not far away, but outside the walls. She looks concerned. Really? She says, wringing her hands. Is it safe? I'll keep him safe. She eyes you skeptically. Full offense, Sabote, but you're just a kid. I suppose it's good to know he isn't alone out there. Full offense. Okay, so, let's not do a 15 stressor, but let's do a 10 stress something, because we're at 85 right now. Next month is the festival, which comes with a -50 stress. So we're trying to maximize everything that we can do. I don't know what Riggy's advice was. She's off. You know, we haven't done any dirt shoveling this stream yet, so let's do that. We're gonna help out, could help with the harvest. You pull in weeds from the garden beds when you see Cal scurry past you, moving with a purpose. Doesn't even stop to say hello before he disappears into the barn. We're gonna... Oh, full of stuff. Follow him. You slip into the barn behind Cal. He's so absorbed in whatever's in that broken storage box that he doesn't hear you. You can do it! Come on, go, go, go! You creep forward, but the barn door creaks closed behind you and Cal jumps. Sabote, he says, moving between you and the box. What do you need? From a past life. Is that... socks? Cal blinks at you in confusion. Why would I keep my socks in a barn? Whatever Cal's going to say next is interrupted by a chirping noise from the box. Cal gasps and rolls around and you both rush forward to look. Inside the box is a pink caterpillar-like creature about the length of your arm, blinking up at you with big, multifaceted eyes. Its mouth parts wave at you to make a clicking chirping noise. It's Hatch, Cal says. Hey, little baby, welcome to the world. See, I told you it was socks. Cal puts the small creature on his shoulder. He touches one of its 6 white-capped feet. You're right. What a coincidence. I guess I'll call it Socks. Socks the dilly pillar. Look at Socks, everybody! I love... Him? I think him. Well, I just hope nobody finds out. Same here. You remember Mrs. Manners, the mouse we found on the stratospheric? The grown-ups wouldn't let us keep her. I wonder what happened to her in engineering. Maybe Tang knows. Oh, Cal, honey. I have to protect you. I have to hide her, Cal says, looking around. Think she'll be okay if I keep her in the broken storage box? He places socks gently into the box and closes the lid. Go back to sleep, little buggy wuggy, he croons. Sleep tight. Yes! Oh, I love socks. Okay. Goal of 16. Shouldn't be hard. That said, we basically have no synergies here. So we're just gonna go for phone flush together like that. Is that... It just becomes a 3. Yeah, that's the most efficient thing to do. Right, Socks is... I forgot if Socks, he or her. But yeah. Alright, bunch of toughness, some kudos. Oh, we're getting close to that, too. That said, I think we should do the biology class next time, and hopefully we get a little... we get a marker there. It's time once more for Vertinalia. The mood of the colony has been muted this year, ever since the attack during Glow. Though everything is still cheerfully decorated and the feast table is still heavy with food, mostly soy rations, this Vertinalia feels just different in a way you can't describe. The colonists gather in the square for Governor Udicott's speech. What a year Vertumna has given us, the governor begins in her weedy voice. I stand before you so proud of everything this colony has accomplished in such a short time. I have always hoped that we would bring with us the best facets of humanity: cooperation, resilience, and creativity. And the events of this year have given me no reason to doubt my convictions. These creatures were unexpected, but I urge everyone to consider what it means for life here. If Vertumna can sustain megafauna, that means conditions are good for us as well. Our friends in geoponics are already working on the logistics of domesticating the wildlife. Your dad, his second cultivator, stands and gives a sheepish wave to the crowd. There's a smattering of applause. Mars elbows you. Hey, she whispers, did you hear? My dad says Udicott's going to announce the depot's open to the public. You shoot her a questioning look and she rolls her eyes. You know, shopping? Somewhere to spend all the kudos we've been saving up? There's going to be candy and toys and makeup and nice-smelling soap, not the boring kind in the communal showers. You know the concept of shopping. They do it in holovids from Earth, especially the ones Mars likes. But you've never actually done it. The colony provides everything you need. But it would be nice to buy yourself a treat. No! Don't give in to capitalism! It's a trap! My dad's giving me an allowance, Mars says, shooting you a look of pity. It's too bad your parents make you work for yours. You and Mars tune back into the speech, and just as Udicott, as predicted, announces the opening of the general store at the depot. Mars gives you a knowing look as she claps. Udicott gestures for the council members to stand. Finally, the council remains unchanged from last year. We are, as always, proud to serve you and the colony as your government. The music starts up as she finishes. Thank you all for your hard work and your perseverance this year, she says over the ruckus. Together we build the future. The crowd disperses and sets up for the annual Vertumnalia Games. Just like last year, there's a talent show, a science fair, and bot wrestling. Now with an obstacle course. Which one do you participate in this year? We did science fair last time, right? And ended up not, not winning that challenge. Do we want to try to redeem ourselves with the science fair, or do we want to do bot wrestling? First time that I played through, I did bot wrestling most of the time. I think I did talent show once, and I think I did science fair another time. But our focus on this playthrough, you know, exploring is a lot of fun, gets us a lot of stuff. It's a really easy way to get all that up, but we've been doing a lot of mental stuff as well. So yeah, let's do science fair. Loyalty and friendship with Tangent. Your competitor for the science fair is, predictably, Tangent. Her project is on the tensile strength of various building materials, concluding that mushwood is the best choice when you consider not just strength, but also sustainability and ease of use. Tammy flakes out this year on her actual project, but her booth is nicely decorated. She spent so long on the decorations that she didn't have any time to do an experiment. The judges want to know what you've been working on. We've got a hard challenge for us, but we've gotten some good cards, so... Goal of 47. If I do that, that's 2, 2, and 2. It's a good start. Good. We've got that duplicate there. Did you meet everyone in your first playthrough? I believe that there were characters that I didn't meet. I don't have the full list of characters that I met in playthrough 1 off the top, like, easily available without loading and potentially spoiling things for others in the viewing audience. But I did meet a lot of people. I think we just go with the flush here. A couple of those in that. That's going to put us only 18 away, which will be great. These are lower cards, but that's okay. +2 to the last card. But it's unchangeable. Why would you do that? I want it to be 4. I want to have 3 4s in a row. Fine. +2 to the last card. 2, 2, 4, 4. That's enough for the win. And +1 skill on this win as well. If you didn't meet them, how would you know? Yeah, exactly. Well, so... in Friends, I believe that there were a couple of question marks here, but I don't know who they were. So every single character you could possibly meet is going to be in this list, but if you haven't met them, then it's going to be just a question mark. Alright, got a little bit of reasoning out of that. In secret, you've been working on a social experiment about delayed gratification. You've been sneakily studying the adults, taking notes on their snacking habits and their mood. You found that Seek and Dr. Instance rarely eat sweets, but Utopia and Antecedent do all the time. You correlate this with their attention span when you see them tackle frustrating problems. You know, problems you can control and repeat, like if a child talks back to them. The judges are impressed with your methodology, Instance perhaps a little begrudgingly. They award you first place, gain Memory Science Fair champion, and gain status popular. Kudos doubled for 3 months. -50 stress, that's what we were waiting for. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. Mars organizes a water fight that takes over the whole colony, even the adults. It brightens everyone's spirits, even in the thick heat of dust. You end up on top of the western wall with Dis, launching water-filled poof shrooms down on an unsuspecting anemone in the sports ball court below. The walls seem like a neat place to hang out and relax, much quieter than the lounge if you're looking for some solitude. So we've got a different place now that we can relax. Little psycho? What, me? No. Okay, nobody has a dialogue thing open right now. Right? Right. I don't see Dis. He's probably... Oh no, Dis is right there. The longer you look, the more you see. Turning on my heel and walking away. Thank you, Nightbot. Let's do, what is it, Life Sciences? Yeah, let's really try to get our biology up to a milestone. You and your classmates recreate the famous accident that led to the development of penicillin. I'm allergic! When Dr. Alexander Fleming accidentally contaminated his petri dishes and the mold inhibited bacterial growth. It's a gross experiment, but it's pretty cool to see that fungus and mold were just as important on Earth as they were here. It's wild to think about all the uses for vitamin and fungus that you haven't discovered yet. Okay. Set neighbors to this value. So, boom, boom. No, not that one. This one. Super goal? Oh, okay, hold on. Can we rearrange this for a super goal? Let's see. What happens? That breaks it up worse. That's only a 20. 22. Imagine if the inventor of penicillin had first used it on someone allergic. Right, like, time for human testing. Oh no! And then just nobody gets it. Move the 6 all the way to the left. I assume you mean that we shuffle everything down. Still gets us a 20. Because that's a +1 there. Oh, can we use that to... Hold on. Let me pull them all back really quick. Like, I mean, I'll be fine if we get the 22, but, can we... 0, 1, 2... No, I think we'll just stick with what we had. Yeah. The fact that that's red is unfortunate. Oh, wait. +1 to a cards. Change suit to mental. There it is. +6 biology. That hits our milestone. Unlock xenobotany research in geoponics. Okay. New perk. We unlock xenobotany in geoponics. So let's do that. I think I ended up doing a lot of that after some of the events that happened in the game last time. And that's how I got the botanist ending. Dis is sitting in the grass near the big gates that lead out to the jungle. He's just staring out into nothingness and picking absentmindedly at the weeds. He pretends not to notice as you approach. Just sit with him. He shifts uncomfortably as you both sit but don't say anything. You both just hang out saying and doing nothing. You stare out the big gates. The grass in the colony is trimmed short by garden bots, but out there it's wild and as high as your waist. Head Surveyor Tonin is prepping his equipment for an outing. He's bringing a lot. Maybe he's going to stay out overnight. You're starting to wonder if Dis will ever acknowledge you when he says, I gotta go. He starts down the hill, then pauses and says, this is a good spot. I'll probably come back here tomorrow. Yay. Dis and Cal, I think, who are really... like focusing on a lot, so hello Tammy. You need something? No, I'm good. Let me see, do I have reasoning high enough to study together with you? No. Do I have toughness high enough to do a thing with you? Do you want to train together? On your way to the sports ball pitch, Anemone shares a story about the time her brother Calm once spiked the ball so hard that he broke Utopia's nose back when she used to play sports ball too. She describes it in gory detail. +2 with Anemone and +1 toughness. Don't go easy on me, she exclaims. That's why we have med beds, right? Plus I might get a cool scar. She thumbs a blue scaled scar on her jaw, right under her ear. Gotta make sure the weird kid doesn't end up being a serial killer. I mean, sure. Who are you thinking of romancing this run? Cal seems really tempting, I think. I was really pushing for Anemone my first run. And without spoiling things for other people, I don't know that that's actually possible your first run. But I was trying. But I think Cal and Dis are who we're focusing on. So Cal and Dis 3-way, right? Plus I might get a cool scar on me at fencing. Let's see, we're at 65 on stress. Let's... I don't think there's... We're not really getting close to anything there. So let's check out the new thing that we can do, Xenobotany. Explore the Xenobotany lab. Hey kiddo, your dad says, looking up from his work desk where he's dissecting a huge bell-shaped flower. Can you hand me that separator? I really got my hands in things here. You hand him the tool, which he uses to wedge open some sort of weird stoma-like opening inside the bell. Gooey purple nectar oozes out and pools on the desk. Whoa, he exclaims. I thought I drained this little beauty. Can you get a towel, I guess? You help him mop up the flower juice. Yuck! It's sticky and smells like rotting vegetables. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I didn't unlock the Xenobotany lab until, I'm going to say, a thematically appropriate bad moment happened. So I don't want to spoil things, but I want to talk about things. When you're done, he looks at you with pride. You know, I've been thinking about getting one of you kids to come help me out with researching the native plants. You think you might be able to break off some time to help your old man in the lab? I know you've been studying biology, he adds. It's not as glamorous as genotech research with instants, but it is important. It is possible to romance an anemone in any run, just some hoops that need jumping. Yes. So blue hair runs in the family. Apparently. Maybe it's, you know, lighter when I'm younger. He grins. Let me talk to your mom about it tonight before you go telling her. She's not a fan of alien plants, you know? If it were up to her, we'd fill those greenhouses with earth plants and nothing else, but there's got to be more on this planet that we can cultivate. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Find any cool plants while you're exploring, bring them here and we can take a look at them. Explore? I'm not old enough to go up. Around what year? It was around the middle of the run. I think I was pretty slow on getting my biology up last game. But I could be wrong. I could just be remembering things differently. Let's do some xenobotany research. 2 biology plus 2 organizing as well. More friendship with Cal. Your dad introduces you to the little lab they have set up in one of the greenhouses. It's incredible, he says, gesturing all around him. We're surrounded by alien flora, and we know practically nothing about it. Actually, Ditzy, I do know. I'm going to... Can I message you? I don't know how stuff works. Is that... I don't know how things work. Anyway, yeah. It was different. Join the Discord. I don't have a link to the Discord. Pity's sake. If you want to join the Discord, I'll drop the link, but... stop that. Stop! I'm trying to click my things around. I do not have a permanent Discord link. I will just share it from whatever. Give me that link. Where? Invite people. Copy link. Boom. Hit and use copy button. Come on, I did. Disable streamer mode. It's off screen anyway. There we go. Link. Silly Discord. It's incredible. We're surrounded by alien flora. We know practically nothing about it. What's edible? What's medicine? What can we make fibers with or build with or use in ways we haven't thought of yet? You and me, we're gonna find out, my little potato. More vegetable names. Your dad directs you to a research bench, and here's where you'll be working. The bench is buried under samples and beakers and weird-looking alien sprouts. More than just a simple table, the analysis bench is covered with buttons and little holes you could put things into. I'm gonna put something in a hole. You put one of the seedlings into a small slot in the table. A little door slides shut then reopens. A loud burr noise startles you. Oh no, you broke it! Just kidding, you're fine. Good instincts, kiddo. I'm gonna find the on switch. There is no. You look everywhere. I'm gonna press some buttons. You mash all the table's buttons until yo, kiddo! It's congruence. The friendly ship's computer beams at you from her own holoscreen set into the bench. Of course she's here. She's the guardian of all. She's the guardian of all knowledge in the colony, after all. You wonder who she got yo from. Your dad laughs. Don't tell anyone, but congruence is the real brains of the operation, he confesses. Oh, it's not like it's a secret. She'll make sure we don't do anything super dangerous, which means you and I get to focus on experimentation. Your bot censoring you was hilarious. Well, it was, it wasn't. It was that Discord, I was in streamer mode, so it, like, hides links and stuff. And it said, oh, press the copy button. And it just highlighted, press the copy button. So I just turned off streamer mode and it was fine. Nightbot hasn't censored me. Has gotten a little aggressive sometimes. I've got it turned down because my audience isn't big enough for I really need to worry about. So, fingers crossed, knock on wood. Anyway, if you follow the rules and stick to what you already know, you won't learn anything new. So don't be afraid to try stuff. You bring your mushwood samples into the lab. You're going to study these and revolutionize the use of mushwood lumber. Maybe. Study this mushwood! You examine the mushwood under a microscope and take notes on its cellular structure. Thank you for the follow, Ditzy. I think there's more than enough media evidence that this would be a bad idea. I would like to romance this computer. I missed that message for some reason. Congruence! We're gonna romance congruence! Part of the reason that mushwood needs to be harvested in wet is because the cells get so saturated that they lose structural integrity and turn to, well, mush during glow. Yay, more bio. Studying the exact process by which the cells take in water leads to a breakthrough. It might be possible to hack the process and stop the mushwood trees from taking on too much water during wet. If they don't take on as much water, they won't take as long to dry. You should be able to develop a spray that the loggers can apply to the fruiting body of the mushwood, the part that sticks out above ground, to close its pores. Reducing negative pressure in the body should stop it from pulling so much water from the mycelial network underground. This is great! Logging will be much more efficient now. Okay. Wow, we have a lot of 5s. So we're gonna 4, 5, 6? No, hold on. +2 to the last card. 6. Oh, but that's -2 to yellow. That's not gonna work either. So maybe we just do that. Yeah, we'll take it. Bunch of biology, some good organizing, kudos. Maybe this is good AI. I mean, I really like congruence, but also I don't know. I don't know if my type is if I'm data sexual like that. Who knows? Alright. Looks like nobody has any chats right now. Oh, we have more than 20 animals, so we can help Dad with the animals, right? Your dad takes a big breath of air. This is real living, he says grandly. Sometimes I wake up thinking we're still hurtling through space on the Strato, and I'm just so jazzed when I remember we're here, on a real planet. He slaps you on the back. Never take this for granted, kiddo. Let's help him with the animals. Lassoing a float cow. Your dad is working with the float cows. One of them's sick and isn't producing enough urine as ballast, and it keeps wanting to float away. Your dad is building a spike so he can tie her down until she feels better. You hold onto the leash, feeling like a little kid with a balloon. A big, woolly, gassy balloon. It looks down at you with placid, unblinking eyes. You can see yourself refracted in them. Weird. Neat. Would that fall under pansexual? Interesting. Do note, Cal is going to be a bit tricky to romance this run. Okay, duly noted. I'm not, like, I'm at the point where I'm still, like, kind of going with the flow. I'm not trying to, like, optimize for any particular ending or romance yet. That might be, you know, when I get to my 5th playthrough. Sweet, I can cast Twitch to my new 65-inch TV. Now I can read the screen. Hooray! Yeah, I'm playing this at 1440p ultra wide, and it's compressed down to that on a 1080 frame. It's, you can read it, but yeah. Okay. Do we have anything else? Are we getting anything else close to a milestone? Toughness and animals. Maybe we do combat training? What are we at for stress? We can do one more thing before we should rest. What do we want to do, folks? We've got sports ball, combat training, defense training. We've got 3 different classes that we can take. Engineering, biology, and humanities. We can do babysitting, but no, you babies. We can deliver supplies from the depot. Oh, let's check out the kudos shop there. And then we can help shovel dirt, and check out xenobotany in geoponics. Visit the supply depot. We can get a cake that we can give to people on their birthdays. +5 persuasion and a bonus to pairs, +5 biology and a bonus to straights. Right now we have got +5 to animals and 1 to all flushes. And that's just +1 to yellow cards, which could be nice. Also, having this kind of opens up stuff for us, so I can't quite afford that yet. So we could do something else that gets us a lot of kudos. But I've seen a couple things on my last playthrough that, oh, I didn't have this card, so... I agree, we're so close to a toughness pip, so, okay. So we might come back to that, but let's see what we can do. I think Sports Ball is going to be our main toughness game. Anemone holds her palms up to you excitedly. Sabote, look! I'm getting tougher every day! Her palms are covered with a collection of scrapes and blue flaky scales. Although I think we haven't technically, like, learned that as her. Yeah, armor scaled skin for her augment. Oh, no, we don't necessarily carry all these over. No, we do. I'm trying to think of like... Well, obviously I wouldn't have anything on Tammy. Like, if those likes and that information and such carries over on playthroughs. I don't think it does, but... okay, so let's see. What this is combat and animals. This is bravery and tough. Oh, only a little bit of toughness, though. But our bravery is pretty low. We could do that. Let's do this. You run into Cal and Anemone on the hill behind the garrison at a small construction site. They seem to be throwing logs. There are a bunch of them lying at the bottom of the hill. It's a caber toss! Anemone shouts to you, then grunts with the effort of lifting a 6-meter-long mush tree pole. She throws it like a javelin down the hill and sprints after it. Fucking love caber toss. And just these 11-year-old kids doing them with 6-meter-long tree poles that are just, like, ridiculously light. My best record, she shouts and ties a piece of caution tape to the end of the pole. Your turn next, Cal says, pointing to a neatly stacked pile of construction poles beside you. From the look of the nearby construction, they're probably destined to be a new lookout tower someday. Let's see. Do we try to show off for Cal? Choosing a bigger one? Or do we just pick an average one? Like, our toughness is kind of getting there. I assume that's showing off for Cal. Show off, show off, show off. Challenge mode! Wee woo wee! +1 bravery. Oh, so it's a rougher toughness challenge. I get it. Cal makes a noise like a siren. He shouts down to Anemone. Sabalte's gonna throw a big and you better get out of the landing zone! The pole isn't actually that heavy, but its length makes it hard to balance. You struggle to get underneath it with your knees bent. This is gonna be tough. Okay. +1 for each gem on other cards. I feel like maybe we keep that for later. Goal of 48. Let's just get some blues out of the way. Bit of flush, bit of straight. I was hoping for more reds to come out on that. And I don't think I really have cards with gems on them, so that's fine. Let's keep those back in case we get a bunch of red. I don't like this. This is not great. $32. Okay, good. Okay, good. Card to the right becomes a 3. 2. 3. 4. 5. And another 5 for good measure. The pole sails down the hill past all the other poles, coming to a rest sticking out of the ground. Wow, you beat my best distance, Anemone says when she jogs back up. Players can't beat each other in mushwood toss, Cal corrects her. They can only beat their own high scores. But you get 2, no, 3 bonus points if it sticks out of the ground like that. You play for the rest of the afternoon, adding rules and variations as you go. You don't stop until the entire stack of poles are in a jumble at the bottom of the hill and decorated festively with caution tape. It's a wonder you got away with this. Cool. So extra toughness out of that. Yeah. What we got for toughness? 26. I think at 33 is when we get that milestone. Okay, we are... oh, we can talk. So then I trapped it in my room, Anemone says, telling you all about the bug she saw in her quarters. Its wings were as big as my hand, and it had feelers like, whoa! It was bouncing all over the place, like boing, boing, boing. She gestures excitedly, swinging her arms over his head. The bugs here are so big, and they're everywhere! I was gonna give it to Tang, she says. She loves gross bug stuff. but she said I should just let it go, because if it stung me, I might get weird mutant powers. I mean, other than the one I already got. I wanted to see if I got more weird mutant powers, so I started jumping around off higher and higher things until I was jumping off the back of the ship. Then I got in so much trouble, but it wasn't even that high. She stops in her tracks. Hold on, she says, stooping to rub irritably at her knees for probably the 100th time in the past 5 minutes. Ugh, I'm gonna die. I busted up my knees and it's so itchy when my scales grow in. Annie, don't pick at it. Chief Steward Antecedent's voice rings out across the garrison yard, pleasant but firm. It instantly transports you back to being in the ship crash, tugging on her skirts and calling her Auntie. Anemone jumps and stands up straight, her hands flying to her sides. But Mom! Anemone whines, digging her fingers into her knees as Antecedent approaches you both. It's so scratch-tastically itchy! I know, lovely, Antecedent soothes her, patting down her riotous red hair. But the more you pick at it, the thicker your scales are going to grow in. Anemone tucks her hands under her armpits to keep from scratching. What if I want to have cool scales? She pouts. Antecedent smiles indulgently. The rate you're going, I'm sure you'll be covered in them before you know it. No need to rush. Anemone's skin is dotted with patches of protective blue-green scales that grow in whenever she gets a cut or scrape. She rubs the patch on her jaw indignantly, the one she got when she ran headfirst into the food synthesizer back on the ship. Antecedent opens her satchel and pulls out a bundle of clothes. The queue for the nanoprinter is over a week long, so I patched your pants with scraps from your brother's clothing. Please try not to put any more holes in them, or yourself, okay? She hands the clothes to Anemone and kisses her on her forehead. Anemone sticks out her tongue and gags. Yuck. Anemone evaluates the clothes as her mom walks away. Galactic, she breathes as she runs her fingers over the odd-colored patches. Then, right there in the middle of the yard, she unashamedly squirms out of her pants and pulls on the new ones. "Oh, I look like a fighter jet from the Holo," she exclaims, showing off her new pants. "Like when they'd stencil your kill count on the plane. Or it's like a really cool scarf for the pants." "Yeah, you get it. My pants are scarred, just like me." We have 2 options for relaxing, and we haven't done the just hanging out on the garrison walls yet, so let's do that. Yeah, no one else wants to chat right now. Relax on the walls. After the first attack on the colony, they added lookout towers to the walls. Now you have a place to hang out if you don't feel like working, and because it's all the way up here, no adults are going to come ask you to run any errands for them. On rainy days, you take shelter under the pavilions and listen to the patter... Oh my god, let me try that sentence again after a reset. On rainy days, you take shelter under the pavilions and listen to the pitter-patter of warm raindrops on the grass roof. You can do whatever you want. Oh, this is the life. This feels like a good study place. A little bit of reasoning. You pack your holoculars. The wall is a great vantage point to examine the wild jungle outside the colony. Your independent study even counts towards class credits without having to actually be in class. Oh hey, Sabote. Dis pops his head up a nearby ladder and looks surprised to see someone else here. Do you mind if I sit here too? Yeah, plenty of room. He doesn't like enthusiasm. He thinks he's being made fun of, so yeah, there's plenty of room. The two of you dangle your feet off the side and watch the valley below. Dis shovels a little uncomfortably and doesn't say much. You wonder if this was his private spot to be alone before you discovered it. Okay. The -1 is rough, but it being a wild card is helpful. Which one do you think we get rid of? Do we get rid of the 1 blue card or the -1 wild card? We also got friendship with this. We're relaxed from stress. Yeah, toughness is getting close, but that might be... Maybe we go exploring for this next month, especially because we're at 0. That'll be nice. We might be able to grab some toughness out of that. Get perception and stuff up there. But first, which card do we want to get rid of? And also, what's the time? It's about 11:30, so... I think we're going to do a long stream today and try to get 2 years in the bag. I'm going to get rid of discovering. This makes more sense to just forget as a memory. Okay, we're in late wet season. Just check that nobody is doing anything here. And we're gonna still sneak out. I think we could maybe have the toughness to get on a nearby exploration team, but we'll keep sneaking out for this year. You stop for lunch, eating an earth treat grown from your own greenhouses. A watermelon, nice and sweet, like a more solid potato pod. You munch away, spitting out the seeds. And practice spitting the seeds. Get a little bit of combat. You take the challenge seriously, lining up targets and keeping score. Your aim improves. Let me see here. Oh, and there's a Xeno egg up there too. This planet is full of all sorts of bugs. Little wrigglers, hopping beetles, shiny creepers, and snaily things. Oh my! You crouch in the long grasses and explore a square meter in great detail. There's so much to see. You don't even know what any of these things are. They might not even have names yet. I'm gonna touch one. Alright, cool. Bravery and not stress. A hefty red Xeno egg. Is that different? Or is that just... Yeah, this is just flavor. Ahead of you, the road curves right, and there's a steep hill leading off to the left. You bet there's a really great view from the top of it, but it's going to be a scramble to get up there. Yeah, we're going up there. A little extra stress, but that's fine. You leave your pack in some bushes at the base so you'll be lighter on your feet, then start the trek. It's tiring and even steeper than it looked from the bottom, but some broad mushroom-capped trees provide shade. +1 perception. The view from the top is spectacular. You see all the way to the colony walls in one direction, and down to a little sawmill in the other. Then you spot it. The rock. The most perfect boulder you've ever seen, teetering right on the edge of the slope you just climbed up. It's almost as tall as you are and must weigh at least 2,000 kilos. But it's practically teetering there. You think with enough muscle you could push it over. Hell yeah. There comes a time in every childhood that one must take life by the horns and just push the rock. You shove it with all your might, digging your toes into the hard ground and leaning in. It starts to slide. And suddenly it's off with a satisfying lurch, catapulting down the hill, rolling faster and faster, crashing through bushes and... Oh damn, your pack! The rock just rolled right over it! You make your way back down the hill to retrieve your bag, now completely destroyed with all its contents. Ah, shoot. You're gonna have a hard time explaining this one to your parents, and you're gonna need a new pack. Kilos betrays who wrote this game, or shows that space will be metric. The developers are a Canadian couple. But also, it is just a common... Even, I think, American-based writers will typically use metric in sci-fi. The rain has been drizzling all day. Now it's really starting driving down. Fat, warm raindrops splatter on your shoulders and leave tiny dents in the ground where they land. The soil is quickly turning to mud, with tiny streams running across your path. Oh, I don't have perception for an umbrella. Nothing wrong with a little bit of rain. Get some toughness out of it. The rain's actually quite pleasantly warm, and at least you won't get thirsty. You're still congratulating yourself for being so tough and rational when you slip in the mud and twist your ankle the wrong way. Ow! Owie, owie, owie! Oh, we should not talk to Tonin. Because we should not be out here. I'd interact with Tonin. Alright, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. Let's do it. You spot Uncle Tonin, Chief Surveyor Tonin that is, bumbling about, preparing some automated survey equipment in a clearing. He's very cautious, jumpy even, but he's making a lot of noise. Every few minutes he'll pause to listen and check his surroundings, then go banging away. He shouldn't be hard to avoid if you don't want to get caught sneaking out. Yeah, let's sneak past him, try to get some extra perception out of this. Excuse me. 2, 3, 4... We'll get that straight. Oh, this is +1 to flushes, though. Set neighbors to this value. 1, 1, 1, and 2. 0, 5, 5, 4, 4. Super goal. Couple of perception, couple kudos. You sneak past Chief Surveyor Tonin easily, walking while he makes noise and ducking down when he stops to check his surroundings. You're too worn out and tired to continue. You have to go home now. You crawl through the big drainage pipe behind the sports ball pitch, carefully sliding the metal grate back in place beside you. Then you... oh no. Hop out of the pipe and straight into the barrel chest of Chief Surveyor Tonin. Well, 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 he says, and tries to put on his sternest look. It fails. We've been wondering where you disappeared to, Sabote. I sent Utopia out with some survey drones to look for you hours ago. You're lucky your parents have been too busy to notice yet. You should probably tell them. You start to sweat, but maybe you've already learned your lesson. He chuckles. His big hand claps you on the shoulder. No more playing outside the gates, okay? Joke's on you, plus 10 stress. I'm already maximally stressed. I'm sorry. Time for lying in bed watching Twitch portion of today's Not Feeling Good. A nice way to spend it. This is true. It could be worse. When I had flu, I was definitely watching like a lot of YouTube and finding some new stuff to follow. There's a commotion in the square. An expeditions vehicle is driven through the gates and it's idling in the middle of the square, an unusual sight. People come down from command to investigate. Utopia gets out of the vehicle and trudges over to Utica. After a brief conversation, you see Utica gesture for people to unload the vehicle and clear the area. You stay out of the way to see what they're unloading. It's a body. Chief Surveyor Tonan's body. Someone quickly covers him with a sheet, but not before the image of his torn open body is seared into your memory. However he died, it was violent and bloody. You feel your stomach cramp from nausea. What happened? Dis asks, coming over to crouch around the corner with you. You share that Uncle Tonan is dead, and he stares at the sheet-covered body intensely, as if he could see through it. Did they say how? So, Ditzy, I assume then that you thought that we might have been able to prevent what happened. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have more playthroughs, more things can happen. I don't think they'll tell us, Dis. Nobody will tell the kids what really happened. Did something eat him? Did he get lost or fall off a cliff? Do they even know? Dis nods, frowning. They don't want us to know about the monsters and other worse stuff. They want us to think everything's fine, but it's not. This planet isn't as nice as they say it is. They hate that they can't control us. Also, yeah, more like rigor mortis. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Bad, no horny. You and Dis watch the adults carry Uncle Tonan's body away. From the way he's practically vibrating, you can tell Dis wants to ask more questions about what happened. After a few awkward minutes, he sneaks away without saying anything. Probably to try to take a look at the body. Someone's gonna have to tell Tammy. You're glad it's not you. Tammy and her dad were really close. Now she's an orphan. You watch Utopia bend over to get a hug from Utica, wiping her eyes as she finally cries. Utica has never been the most comforting presence in your life, but it seems to help. Utopia will probably be the next chief surveyor. At 24, she'll be the youngest council member. She was only a toddler when the stratosphere left Earth. Apparently, her sharp eye and hoverbike flying skills are the best in expeditions. Yeah, so my first playthrough, Tammy died, and there was nothing we could do about it. And when we saw Tonan, he always kind of had this sad look to him. And so there was this kind of like, well, he's joined Tammy at least at the funeral. Because we actually can, but I don't know why there would be 2 Tonan events on the map. Interesting. The top left portrait does change a lot, and I don't necessarily know if there's, like, if it's based on your stress, how it looks. I think the more stress you have, the moodier that gets. We are going to have to do a relaxation month this month, but it's glow, so, I mean, that works out. Mom's going to want us to duck inside. And we probably shouldn't relax on the walls, so let's head into the lounge. Relax in the lounge. Lots of kids treat the lounge as an informal study hall, especially Tangent. And Mars too sometimes if she's trying to impress Tangent. You crack open a textbook on your holopalm and read about some old dead Earth poets. Just because you're not in class doesn't mean you can't read a little bit ahead. I want to forget about hiding in the creche, especially that unchangeable gets kind of annoying. It's been a quiet glow, but the grim, surreal darkness of the season reminds you of last year's violence. As the month wears on, you overhear arguments at dinner. Adults worrying that an attack is still coming, and others who think the first one was a fluke. Surveyors mention seeing new tracks in the forest, but are shushed so people don't panic. The gates are closed. You drill emergency procedures, filing soundlessly from the classroom to the creche to hide under tables, waiting for the sirens to call the all clear. You drill, and prepare, and worry, but nothing happens. Then, just as glow begins to wane, the toxic purple spill of the wormhole fading as the suns almost rise past the horizon again, the sirens start. You're reading a holo novel in bed when you hear them, followed by the stomp of boots down the hallway outside your quarters. An alert flashes on your holopalm. Shelter in the creche. This is not a drill. You get another message from your dad. Me and Mom are going to stay in the greenhouses. We're safe. Just follow Auntie Ann to the creche and wait for us, okay? Don't worry. We're way more prepared than we were last year. Love you. Stay safe. You could go to the creche, where you belong. Or you could follow the security guards and see what's happening at the gates. Just as you peek your head out your door, you're struck by a horrible premonition. Someone's in danger in engineering. You blink and shake your head, but the feeling persists. We're going to engineering. You don't know what compels you to go to engineering. It's nowhere near the walls, and the corridors are quiet as you approach. You burst into the classroom to find Professor Hal cornered by a small, chittering thing. It's moving too fast to tell what it is. Every time Hal tries to get around it to flee, it climbs up the walls and keeps jumping at him. He's fending it off with a tablet, but he's getting tired. As you watch, the thing leaps at its throat and tears a chunk out of him. Hal screams in pain and crumples to the ground. You must gasp as the thing turns to you and lunges. Okay, +1 to that. 2, 3, 4. Right. That gets a +1 for gems on other cards, which would make it a 5, which is actually worse for us. Hopefully we get more gem cards to come up. Oh no, these are low! These are low, why? Ugh. Okay, no, that's fine. 1, 2. Do this. I've got 2 of these. Let's get 1 more for a straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonderful. Used up the eggs, but that's fine. 5, 3, 1, 0. Super goal. Right, -1, but then it adds to the flush. It's impossible to hit the thing. It's so fast, it's like a smear on the edge of your vision. What you do manage to do, though, is lure it outside the classroom and get Congruence to slam the doors shut. You hear it beating against the door as you run to Hal's side. Congruence guides you through how to hold pressure to Hal's throat to stop the bleeding, but stars, there's blood everywhere. Eventually the doors open and Chief Engineer Instance, yay, runs in, directing some of the security team to load Hal into a stretcher and take him to medbay. There's no sign of the creature. She surveys the carnage. Good work, Silbote, she says grimly. You might have just saved Hal's life. Her shoulders droop. They must have crawled over the walls. Buggers. This is why a lot of people with precognitive powers have bad mental health. First run through, Hal dies. I go to the crash or whatever I do, but then after the attack, Hal was dead. So I just got an achievement for having saved him. You return to your quarters. Your parents are horrified to see you covered in blood, relieved when you say it's not yours, then horrified all over again when you tell them about Professor Hal. Your dad checks his holopalm and tells you they got him to a medbed quickly enough that his injury should heal in a few weeks. You saved Professor Hal's life. Yay! Oh my god, that feels so good! Okay, it is 11:40 right now. We normally end around 12 o'clock. So, Ditzy, I'm on Eastern time zone. It's 11:40 a.m. here right now. I typically stream every Sunday from 10 to 12. But I think 2 out of 3 not bad for saving people, right? I mean, well, 2 out of 3 so far. Getting there. So start age 12. The question is, where did my mouse go? That's the question. Where did my mouse go? There you are. Do we want to end stream a little bit early, or do we want to make this a long stream and do another year? Come on, there we go. Yeah, not a lot of stress, so happy right there. I'm up for long. All right, long stream it is then. Tammy's barely left the lounge since her father died. You often see her solemn face in the windows peering out at the colony like a ghost. She hardly talks to anyone until they talk to her first. I'm gonna go talk to her first. Tammy looks up from the sewing she's aimlessly fiddling with. She gives you a watery smile. It's clear she's been crying. Hello, Sabote, she says, wiping her face. Is everything okay? Typical Tammy. Even in her saddest moments, she wants to know how she can help you. I know she's not okay. That's a silly thing to ask, but also I'm 12. Do you want to talk? Tammy brightens a little. What do you want to talk about? You tell her that you want to talk about how she's been feeling, and her face falls again. Oh, okay, I guess. Kind of being a downer right now. Sorry. Tammy! Your feelings are valid, and it's okay to have them and share them. With that, Tammy starts to cry again. Her whole body curls up as she sobs, trying to hide her face in her hands so she doesn't upset anyone else in the lounge. I miss him too. My empathy wasn't as high as I wanted last time I played. That's something I kind of want to focus on, but again, babysitting, ew. But yeah, with Tammy, I miss him too. Friendship with Tammy, a little more stress. You admit that you feel the same way, that you miss him terribly, and that sometimes all you want to do is cry too. She holds her arms out, and you both cling to each other as you have a really good cry, letting out all your pain and your grief and sharing in each other's loss. It helps to just sit in your feelings for a little while. Uncle Tonin may be gone, but your friend Tammy is still here. Oh. This is why I love streaming visual novels, is getting to voice everything. Changeling is standing still with her face held up to the sky, letting blue snowflakes land on her cheeks. They melt almost immediately. She doesn't move as you approach. After a minute, she winces and rubs her eyes. It stings, she says, because it's made of acid. Acid snow? She nods. Professor Hal says it isn't harmful, and it's an important part of the natural cycle here. It freezes at 12 degrees Celsius and turns into tiny crystals that are so heavy they fall from the clouds. You can see them under a microscope. It tastes kind of sour, but sweet. Fascinating. She pulls a sample jar out of her coat. We know what it's made of, but our understanding is incomplete, she says, and places the jar in an outcropping of rocks. The big mushrooms changed in shape and color before the snow began to fall. I wonder, is there some sort of signal that precedes the changing of the seasons? What happens if I expose samples collected in dust season to snow from quiet? A small, excited smile creeps across her face. There's so much to learn about this planet. I can't wait. You and your brother are pretty alike. Yeah, we used to get that a lot, she says. I guess it's still true if you think sneaking out of the colony is the same as valid scientific research. She frowns at you. He's so dumb, she mutters. She shoves her hands under her arms. He only cares about feelings, especially his own. Okay, what is this? Heroic, +1 to all physical skill increases for 3 months. So let's do sports ball so that we get toughness up there, especially when we're getting a +1 increase to it. Oh, but also, let's talk to Utopia. You step cautiously through the colony gate. Sabote, how's it going, little bro? Chief Surveyor Utopia steps casually out to bar your way while making it look accidental. Whoa there! Didn't know if you're ready to head out there and join the surveyors just yet. Why don't you skedaddle and stick to sports ball inside the walls for now? She rubs her knuckles into your scalp and sends you on your way. I'm tough enough. Oh, Riggy. Well, I'll be, Utopia drawls, grappling you playfully. You ain't lying, kid. You got grit. Listen, she tells you. I'll speak to your parents. You're still a bit young, but I'd wager next year you can join the junior survey teams, alright? Just hold tight till then. Sorry, Sprout. Dejected, you drag your feet as you walk back through the gates to safety. Well, there's still Dis's secret way out through the drain pipe near the station. And what other adult knows? Only Tone... Well, there's still Dis's secret way out through the drain pipe near the garrison. If the adults won't let you visit the Valley of Vertigo or the Subquacious Swamps or the other cool places, you can still sneak through there to explore just outside the colony walls. Alright, so no surveying this year. Let's do toughness with sports ball. Right? That's +1 toughness. I'd like to do heavier toughness, but you have to sweep the sports ball pitch every day. Otherwise, you'd be playing in a couple inches of spark snow and you wouldn't be able to see the lines on the pitch. That's about half an hour to your practice every day, but it's worth it. Okay. Bunch of 2s and some 1s. +2 to the last card. One, two, 2. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Then a couple of 2s. No, we stick with the longer. I don't think we have the make a card blue right now. That's another thing with going out and surveying is we get a lot more chances to pick up items. I'm sorry. I just did it. You wake up from your latest recurring dream. A monster crushing the colony gates and stampeding through the square. You try different strategies every night. This time you ran away from it and hid. It worked out a lot better than the dreams where you try to fight it. When you wake up, there are tears drying on your face. It felt real enough that for a moment, you just lie in bed with your eyes closed and try to calm your breathing. You blearily rub your eyes and... Surprise! Oh, it's your birthday. Your dad leaps onto your bed and gives you a big cuddle. Happy birthday, little tomato head. 12 years old. Wow, can you believe it? No, your mom answers for you, laughing as she hands you your presents. It was just yesterday Antecedent was showing me how to change your diaper. Because it's your birthday, your parents have brought in food from the canteen so you can eat together on your bed. As you stuff your face with savory tofu chunks, you open your presents. Which one's your favorite? Oh. I don't know what that card does. That's cool. Ooh, we could get the photophonar with that. I think I did Xenofauna last time, but I didn't have it equipped. So the straight only matters if it is going left to right. 3, 2, 1 does nothing. 1, 2, 3 gets you the thing. Let's go with this, which I think opens up some potential ideas, potential things. Unlock play the photophonar in the living quarters. Okay. The instrument is part flute and part paintbrush and uses a neural link to paint holograms in the areas you play. How did Dis know? What a great gift. You can't wait to practice it in the lounge. Everyone's gonna love it. Maybe Dis is who we started with as our best friend? Interesting that we got that from him. As your dad clears away the wrapping paper and the dishes from breakfast, your mom folds her hands on the table and gives you a serious look. Uh-oh. So, she says, we've been here 2 years now. I know your dad and I have always said you're in charge of your schedule, but we've been keeping an eye on you. A loving eye, your dad interjects, stuffing wrapping paper into the recycler pickup bin. A trusting, gentle eye. Professor Hal tells us you're trying hard in school, your mom continues. That's great. Your dad and I are really proud of you. Working might seem fun and grown up when you're a kid, but if you want to do more than manual labor, you'll need some book smarts too. Your dad joins you again. So, it's time to start thinking about how you're going to contribute to the colony when you're older. At the look in your face, he laughs. Don't worry, we're not going to make you get a job right now. We're just asking, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, excuse me. Farmer requires... All of these are just things that need 5. I don't have Persuasion 5. Governor of Vertumna. What do you want to be when you... Do I have to decide right now? That's an option. What did I say when I first played this? I don't think that picking any of these actually affects the run, but I could be wrong. I think I said a teacher like Professor Hal. And then I did do a lot of tutoring in the game. So, any feedback, anyone? More like Rigor Mortis is saying, do we have to decide? Just waiting to hear from anyone else. Alright. Do I have to decide right now? You feel overwhelmed by the decision. Of course not, sweetie, your dad says, hugging you. It's okay to not know yet. It's okay to change your mind later. We didn't know we wanted to be off-world farmers when we were 12, of course. Sometimes you just figure it out as you go. Well, your mom starts to get up. I'm sure your friends all want to wish you a happy birthday. Oh, you might not have considered a career as a depot clerk, but Al and Bernie mentioned their daughter Mars is working there and she needs some help. Now that people can freely order luxuries, it's pretty busy there. Sure beats shoveling dirt, your dad laughs. If you don't take that job, you tell Mars I'll be right there. Your mom rolls her eyes and smiles. I'm 38. That's too early to choose what I'm going to do with my life. You approach Anemone just as she's about to bite into a sandwich the size of her head. Mom says I'm about to hit a growth spurt. She says, chewing her mouth open. She says I got a hollow leg. Interesting way to put it. Just checking in with everyone. Gear. +1 to yellow cards. Let's do that. Let's actually have that equipped. I don't know if we need to have it equipped for stuff that unlocks with it, but... Hollow leg, that's where you put all the food you eat when you have a big appetite. Yeah, it threw me off for a second. I'll be 40 in 24 days still thinking about it, right? Jeez. Oh, hey, Sobote, Mars says, breezing past you. I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm on my way to work in command. She stops when you don't sound amazed enough. You know, the supply depot, she clarified. It's the most important job in the whole colony. Anything that gets made here goes through me first. Mars's smile gets somehow even more smug. Plus, I get first pick of all the best stuff. So I could go and ask for a job if our rebellion was under 20. It's not. I'm just gonna ignore her. Oh, no. That's it? You're not gonna be impressed? OMG, what does it take? She stomps away, presumably to write an angry post on the colony's social media about people who don't understand just how hard she works. You roll your eyes. Mars is angry for now, but you could try asking her for a reference later if you change your mind. Okay, I don't see dialogue over anyone else. I think we go exploring. Doesn't get better, by the way. Should do something for the big four. 12-year-old Reggie probably would have been either a writer or an orca trainer. Oh my god, exact same. Or a video game developer. Possibly. It depends on if I had read the profile on the Diablo developers by the time I was 12. Yeah, I think I had. So. Possibly dodged a gruesome cetacean death with the last one. I don't know. If you're not in a yacht, I think you're fine. Yeah, I know that. And anyway, I'm gonna walk away from that one and we're gonna head outside. I'm gonna sneak out to explore. That was a humpback whale, and it got immediately spit back out. Okay, we're gonna go up to that ridge where Dis was again. Unseen path dips under your feet, engulfing you up to the hip in a large drift of fresh spark snow. You lose a boot while floundering in the snowbank and have to spend some time digging it out. +2 to the last card. 1, 2. Okay, here we go. 3, 4, 5. Just ditch one of those zeros. Yo, 3 5s. 5, 5, 5. Guess what? That's a 7 now. Boom, baby. Poor humpback whale was like, this krill too big, tastes gross. Blech. No, there was this a video of a couple people that were kayaking. whatever the hell the Cape is off the coast of South America. I think it was like just off Venezuela. A couple people kayaking, and the camera is like a 360-degree GoPro that's set up on the front of like Dad's kayak, and you see the sun, then all of a sudden just whoop, goes under. Dad makes no audible reaction. 1.5 seconds later, kayak bloop, back over the water. You tunnel through the weird snow, popping your head up at regular intervals to see where you're going. Some funny creatures pop out of the snow to say hello. They look like pill bugs, but they're only about the size of your thumbnail. They appear to be eating the snow, not you, so you leave them alone. Every so often, they square up with each other and emit a tiny burst of flames. You can't tell if it's an intimidation tactic or a mating display. You'd heard the snow was flammable. Huh, neat. Cape Horn, yes! Okay, no, it is Chile that goes all the way to the south. I had forgotten which one kind of like wrapped under the other one. Yeah, I mean, like, that's your two truths and a lie story you tell for the rest of your life. I was eaten by a whale. Is this the hop eye again? A nearby pond is dammed up and washed out the path here. It continues on the other side. Bravery challenge. -2 to neighboring yellow cards. Well, there's no yellow cards here, so that's fine. Two 2s and 2 5s. And now 5, 4, 2, 1, 0. You bravely fall in and get wet. You flounder towards the other side, soaked but victorious. Okay, we're at 60 stress. We can do 3 more things. It's another hop eye. We can do things in any order of these, right? Or it said something like that. Yeah, we gotta work our way past some challenges. Leave the path and sneak through a strand of mush trees. Watch them harvest some mushwood. Oh. You stay out of sight and watch how they do it. I thought we'd done this one before. It's a small but busy operation. 3 people feeding mush tree logs into a kind of machine, while the 4th one directs a 4-legged robot with a plasma saw mounted on the front. You stay out of sight and watch how they do it. When one tree crashes down, it almost seems like the others are wincing. Probably just your imagination, though. They aren't planting new ones or leaving any behind. You know the mush trees regrow every year, but can they still regrow when you cut down everything like this? Even the smaller trees and bushes are getting ground up for mulch, with a scary big grinder that sounds like a roaring beast. The entire process makes you uneasy, but also proud of how industrious your colony is. Okay, a yellow event. This is what we wanted. You spot the most spectacular flower you've ever seen. It's nearly 1 meter wide, all beautiful pinks and glittering rainbow hues, like a powdery oil slick. When the wind rustles it, the shimmer is breathtaking. I need animals 20. Oh, literally can't change gear during an event. Oh, this I'd be able to. For your mother's garden, she would love it and would totally forgive the fact that you snuck out to get it. You just dig up the bulb and bring it back with you, easy. Lean over the flower and start to touch it when suddenly it starts to fold on itself. What the heck? The petals retract with a pfft, and underneath are rows and rows of tiny teeth. You're staring into a massive maw. It lunges towards you. Okay. 3 2s. Card to the right becomes a 3. 2. 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 5. Is that super goal? God, I gotta be so close. We have so many mushwood logs. There we go, super goal. You manage to not completely lose your cool, but it doesn't save you. The flower thing is too fast for you. You're in its mouth now, and it's using those hundreds of teeth to inch you downwards into its stomach where it'll digest you whole. You're definitely about to die. The teeth pause their movement briefly, then bang! You feel a shock and another, then the flower thing spits you up and you watch dazed as it lurches away into the bushes. Above you stands a man wearing all black. In your blurred vision, he looks like a living shadow. You mumble. He looks down at you, shakes his head, then runs off after the creature. Who is that guy? Does he work on the survey teams? You don't recognize him. You know everyone. You hear a strange noise and realize it's you, shaking and crying and laughing in sheer relief all at the same time. Potoma's a scary place. Alright, we're at 95 stress right now. Let's just play with a hop eye, even though I think that we'll have enough stress to just max out after this. Hop eyes are usually docile little creatures. They don't even come up to knee height. They eat grass and hop away when you come near. But something's riled this group up. You see them fighting each other, getting in close and rolling onto their backs and kicking with the big foot, punting each other up to 2 meters away. It's neat behavior, so you sit and watch. Until you suddenly realize you're surrounded. They've stopped fighting with each other, and they're all staring at you. They pounce. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 0, 1, 2, 3. And another 0 for good measure. Did you ever properly meet that man? I did. It was the last year of the game, so I didn't get the chance to do too much with them, but I do know who that is. Sorry. I had extra information for Ditzy that I did not want to spoil for others. The cute little critters kick you, but you kick back. You send them scurrying back off to pick on smaller creatures than you. +2 toughness, and +2 animals. So we hit +1 to physical cards perk. Reds get +1 in physical challenges. You're too worn out and tired to continue. You have to go home now. Hey, but we hit that toughness milestone we were looking to get. Plus bravery and perception. We're doing good. All right, we will need a relaxation. Also, what does playing the photophoner do in the lounge? We say I can't right now because stress. What is this? You're too stressed out. I want to see what it does though. I wonder if that's like all like empathy type stuff. No, creativity, I bet. Let's chill out on the garrison walls. Most of the time you're alone up here, except for the occasional passing guard, but sometimes you're joined by Dis. He barely looks up at you as you plop down and kick your feet through the railing and over the edge. He looks like he's doodling on his holopad. You see all sorts of plants, mushrooms, little creatures with too many eyes or too many legs. He has a selection of plant samples at his side, like artist paintbrushes laid out on a towel. He must be quite the junior botanist. He's not drawing plants right now, though. He's actually drawing a person, and not anyone you recognize from the colony. They have long, dark hair and a pointed face, and are covered from neck to toe in floaty black robes. They look neat. You wonder if they're Dis's original character or something, like his super cool goth self-insert. That looks nice. Dis smiles shyly, but doesn't look away from his drawing. Thanks, he mumbles. I'm not very good at drawing them yet. Forget a 1. And then let's head to the Xenobotany lab. Oh, well, we'll talk first, but then we'll see if we get an update on Cal and Socks. You slip through the colony gates, feeling the breeze of the mushroom forest ruffle your hair. You look around for Dis, but he's nowhere to be seen. Maybe he went to class today? Probably not. As you're about to return to the colony, you hear what sounds like crying coming from one of the expedition vehicles. You pull back the tarp that keeps it from being blanketed with fungal spores and find Disc curled up in the cabin. He wipes his eyes and turns away. Go away, he mutters. You alright? I'm fine, just leave me alone. Fuck. You want to talk about it? Why don't you go ask my sister? Tang's so mature, she knows everything. Just a sensitive little crybaby who doesn't know anything. Disc wraps his arms around his legs and hides his face on his knees. I hate her. Everyone thinks she's so smart, but she's just a big meanie. I hate everyone here. I hate being here. I just want to be left alone. I'm like heartbroken whenever there's a challenge that I can't do. Tammy's sitting on a little stool in the sun, reading a fairy tale picture book on a holopalm. She sighs. What are you reading? Well, it's a bunch of stories. She flips through the pages. But they're all about princes and princesses. And look, the princes are always the taller ones. I'm so big, I'm even taller than Cal is. How can he be my prince if I'm bigger than him? It's true, Tammy's the tallest kid you know. Taller than the boys, even Cal, who's a year older. You know she and Cal are close friends, but you never thought of him as her prince before. Either he'll catch up or flirt. Him, another troublesome reason I keep getting adventure ending. Being tall is awesome is a Bodo response. That's true, we are kind of when in doubt, flirt. Oh, so many options, people. Cops taught me that one. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to, like, get in the way of them. Like, I did the flirt, and it wasn't well received, so maybe just he'll catch up. Oh, cops are begging to be flirted with. We'll do this. That's really nice. Then she looks suddenly startled. Oh, do you mean like? You tell her that she's beautiful exactly the way she is, and you wouldn't change a thing. She blushes and embarrassed, unable to think what else to do. She goes back to flipping through the pages of her book, smiling now. Aw, yay! Aw. Ooh, crystal. Alright, let's do... oh, actually, I want to see what we would get for playing the photophonar. But again, I'm going to want to do something in botany there. If we do this, plus 3 creativity, plus 1 bravery, and only plus 5 stress. So that's not bad. That's nice to like do when we're close to topped out. But let's do research xenobiology. So we get, what, plus 2 biology, plus 2 organizing. Oh, does this one help with the animals, though? That's toughness. Let's do that. You've been having one of your dreams ever since you first touched your dad's workbench. Spiraling threads of DNA, vertumnant and earth flora entwined, their chloroplasts dancing together, purple and green, purple and green. With this colorful dream has come knowledge, and a strong urge to see if it's true. Can vertumnant and earth plants be combined via gentech? You select hardy native species and fruitful plants humans have cultivated for millennia. You remember which ones and which genomes to use because you've done this before in another life. Okay, okay. 1, 2, 3. No. 2, 3, 4. That's 13 points. That's 12 points. Alright, cool. 2, 3, 4. 5, 5, 5, 4. Plus 1 to the card to the right. So 3, 4, 5. Power 6, nice. You double-check congruences simulations 100 times, and the results are always the same. A truly viable genome composed of genes from both Earth and Vertumna. And in every chemical situation congruence can run, it successfully takes root and flourishes. Yay, colony food! You look at the tiny, barely sprouted plants. This could be the beginning of a new era of agriculture on this planet. Being able to plant crops that actually grow strong in the soil, and might only be one plant for now, but who knows? Maybe in the future you'll be able to use this for all sorts of crops. Your mom has always been a result-oriented person. She doesn't like to experiment just to see what might happen. She likes science that she already knows and trusts will work. When you call her in to see what you've done, she smiles as proudly as you've ever seen her smile before. Even she can't argue with Congruence's results. You'll earn twice the kudos working in the lab from now on, in recognition of your contribution to the colony's continued survival. Yeah, so, like, I think I unlocked that because I had done, like, late in the game, I had done that before in Xenobotany, but, like, I love that it unlocks something there. Plus 4 biology, plus 3 organizing. Man, we are zooming on bio now. Your dad comes back from work one day looking seriously under the weather. He's pale with deep circles under his eyes and he keeps sneezing. It's fine, he insists. It's just all this pollen in the air. It's gunking up the old air tubes. You remember hay fever, Flulu? We always got it back on Earth, too. Your mom frowns and crosses her arms. We did, she agrees, so why isn't it bothering me? You're a lot tougher than me, sweet pea, your dad says, and your mom rolls her eyes. I'm sure we just have to get used to it like you did. Maybe I'll go for a stroll outside the gates later and really get a good lungful of this stuff. I'll feel bad for a few weeks, but after that I'll be fine. Your mom raises both eyebrows. Outside the gates? You? Your dad shrugs, then he falls into a fit of sneezing and can't answer. Your mom directs him to go lie down on the bed. You need rest, not machismo, she scolds him. I don't have Your dad sneezes. A macho bone in my body, Fufu. And I have to fertilize the corn and pixie beans this week. Uh-huh, your mom grunts. Your dad pulls a handkerchief from his pocket and sneezes into it a few times. Big, yelling, honk sneezes that echo through your whole quarters. He pulls it away from his face, and you can see that something's wrong. Huh, your dad says weakly, holding the handkerchief away from his face. It's bright fuchsia pink and glittering in the light. That's weird. Then his eyes roll back in his head. His knees buckle, and your mom yells for you to call an instance. Man, this game really swings from whimsy to trauma real quick. It does, yeah. Chief Engineer Instance takes your dad's vitals and gives him a cursory look over, but she seems satisfied with what she sees without having to do a thorough examination. The explorers started calling this the Shimmer, she says, shining a light down your dad's throat. He's looking a little better, but not much. It's an airborne environmental toxin, likely in the pollen fog. From a past life, this is way more dangerous than you think. I don't think I'm going to get treated seriously on this, but you've dreamed about this. It's super duper dangerous. Your dad just gets more and more sick every year until eventually you can't think about that. You can't live through that again. There's no need to panic, Instant says dismissively. Your dad is in excellent health otherwise. Oh, right, you're only 12. You remember being older when he... The adults are so stubborn. They're not going to listen to you. And even if they did, the Shimmer is still out there. You can't keep your dad inside forever. You're going to have to find the cure. You can't watch him die again. Even after one day of bed rest, your dad is looking a lot better. He's clearly anxious to get back out into the fields. You're going to love this new crop sabote. It's called a pixie bean. They glow in the dark. He's already pulling on his boots. The fields look so beautiful at night. I'm happy that we finally found something that would actually grow here that isn't soy, soy, and more soy. Alright, do we push our luck and say, Dad, pixie beans are dangerous? Arcane Exocolonist event, Shimmer. Push your luck. You dreamed about these beans. They make people act all funny, then they get sick. Your dad laughs. Someone's been reading too many weird hollow novels before bed, Sabote, he says, ruffling your hair. Don't you worry about it, my little tomato. I've been studying since you landed, including eating them. Look at me, I'm in great health. Yeah, but it interacts a lot with puberty hormones. And there's a whole cadre of kids about to hit that shit. What is with no one believing you? Just because they're dreams doesn't mean they're not real. Your dad is acting pretty strange, but maybe it's just the shimmer brain? Remember the pixie beans mostly affected the teenagers. Ugh, you wish you could remember more. Dad, you know I wouldn't lie. I don't like them either, your mom cuts in. I agree we should be trying to cultivate native crops, but something just feels off about these ones. She shudders. I can't stomach the idea of eating something that glows in the dark. Who knows what that's doing to our bodies? Your dad sighs. Outvoted, huh? He says, even though your mom's vote is the only one that counts. Your mom takes your father's hands and looks him in the eyes. Thank you for not forcing me to pull rank, she says quietly. We should still grow them, but I'm not ready to put all of our resources behind them just yet. Your dad agrees. The fields will be sowed with earth crops this year. You can't exactly remember the details, but you think it's going to help. That's so cool. Oh my god, that was such an impactful month. Ah. I love what this game does with the replayability like that. Like that it is this kind of time loopy thing. Your holopalm pulses with a message from Tang. Hello, Sabote. If you're not occupied, could I ask for your assistance in the lab? Thank you in advance, Tangent. Typical Tang, but her asking for help is something so rare that you can't help but head over right away. You find her hunched over a spectrometer, making notes on a holoscreen. Oh, you're here, she says, blinking rapidly. She looks like she's been awake for days, wrinkled, a little shiny, and with the wild-eyed look of someone who needs a cup of blep tea. Excuse me. How can I help? I'm researching the shimmer, the respiratory illness some people report during pollen. I'm loath to admit it, but I need your assistance. She takes 4 vials of swabs inside and puts them into your hands. I need recent saliva samples from both you and your father, she says. There must be a reason why he's so susceptible to the shimmer and you're not. You share half your genetic code with him. There must be some marker we can compare between the 2 samples. Then, she continues pulling another vial from her rack of test tubes, administer this to yourselves, wait 3 days and take the samples again. The test should be able to determine if anything in your body chemistry has changed. Tang looks at you very seriously, cutting through her bleary expression. There's something going on here, she whispers. Something really, really big. I've begun to realize this is about more than just curing a disease. She squeezes your hand so hard it almost hurts. Unlocking the secrets of Shimmer, who it affects and why, it could lead to a greater understanding of all life in Vertumna. And knowledge is more than power, Sabote. It's control. So I think I asked that last time, but someone taking Shimmer seriously right after the scenes that we just had, I think we're going to go with, okay, I'll do it. +1 to Shimmer Cure, +1 to help Tangent, +2 friendship with Tangent. Thank you, Tang says. I've been researching so hard I think my eyes are going to fall out of my head. And for what? Well, for the end of a debilitating disease is good reason, but Tang just shakes her head at herself before you can answer. We're at a disadvantage here, she mutters. We're fighting blind. We need to understand this planet if we're going to get it under our control. Okay, we are really low on stress, so we could explore again. I want to get our perception up there, honestly. So yeah, let's do an exploration month. Oh no, Tang's villain origin story is underway. It's just such good... Oh my gosh. There in the clearing. The most majestic creature you've ever seen. It's like a unicorn from your dad's storybooks, but with leathery reptile skin that shines when the light hits it. It moves so softly, like it doesn't even disturb the ground. It could be dangerous, but you want to see what it does. I'm going to be as quiet as possible. Perception challenge. +1 to physical cards. Alright, that's already showing while they're in hand. No! Oh, you piece of junk. Let's, I don't have any of those +1s, really. Then let's add 2 to that. 2, 3, 4. Next, -2 to neighboring. Oh, but that's a 5. How do I 5-6 when you do a -2 to it? Dang it. Ugh. By doing this one instead. 6, 5. 6, another 6, and just drop the 0. Next round. Oh, so much stuff. Okay. +2 if on the first or last pane. 1 to the right becomes a 3. It's +2. I think we're just gonna try to go for a flush here. We get 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. As you settle into watch from behind the stand of mush trees, the Unisaur looks up towards you, startled by your movement. You try to hold perfectly still and quiet your breathing. After a tense moment, it goes back to his business. First, it sniffs out a good tree and rubs the scent glands in its neck against it thoroughly. Then it pees like a crystal waterfall on a rock. Everything it does seems magical. You quietly take a picture with the holopalm, but you know you can't share it or you'll get caught for sneaking out. Next, it sharpens its horn against a rock, which is scored with marks from having done this before. This must be its favorite sharpening rock. You notice the bulge in its stomach. It must have had a huge meal recently. Yay! Minus the stress! Eventually it curls up for a nap. You quietly sneak away. That was so wonderful. Vertimna is a magical place. Okay. So that's there. This planet is full of all sorts of bugs. Yeah, I think we've done this one before. Looking for main, like, yellow events. As you top a rise off to the east, you think you spot someone watching you. They're dressed in black. Is that Dis? But they look way too tall to be Dis. Maybe another surveyor? You blink and the figure's gone. I'll hike over and look for clues. More perception, a little more stress. You bushwhack down into the valley and up the other path to where you thought you saw them standing. No signs of a camp or anything obvious like a drop pack. No note saying, "I'm watching you," signed mysterious figure. Spooky. Interesting. So, I had that event happen in the first game, and that brought us Mysterious Figure 1. But, considering it saved me as well, that was the first one, so that was the second. So you come to a bend in the path, mushroom cap. There's something up on top of a nearby mushroom cap tree. You can't tell what it is, but is that a person? Someone's peering over the edge of the mushroom cap above you. You can't quite see their eyes, but you get an impression of long dark hair and an enormous mocking grin. I wouldn't go that way if I were you, they warn playfully. They have a deep musical accent you don't recognize. A stranger? That's impossible. You're the only people around for thousands of light years. What the heck is he doing out here? You feel a chill go up your spine. I guess I'll find another way. Oh. Oh, cool. I get the... Why not? You start to ask why, but he's disappeared again. Over the edge of the mushroom cap. You shout, but there's no answer. Can he fly? So, this way is blocked. And I don't think I can go around, like, behind it or anything. There's other stuff for us to do here. The muck hides interesting bugs and other treasures for those willing to put their hands down the right holes. Are you? Yeah, peek inside that hole. Looks dark. Look closer. You stuck your hands down enough holes to know. This one's probably safe. You can't hear anything rustling around in there. Let's do it. Yeah, colony food and +5 kudos. Sweet! Literally, the hole is full of sugar bugs. These palm-sized balls of squitch exude a sweet syrup when you tickle them. You fill a bottle with it, then let them go again. Should be worth a few kudos to Antecedent in the kitchens. Okay, we did all this up here. Ahead of you, the road curves left, and there's a steep hill. I'm gonna continue. I don't need to crush my shit with a boulder again. What are we at? 80? Okay. You spot a suspiciously regular amount of dirt. Maybe something's buried here? Could be dangerous, though. Oh, poke it! You cautiously break off a branch and prod the suspicious mound, watching closely for signs of movement. Nothing. You poke further, and discover that in fact it's just a regular pile of dirt, nothing more. Did I grab the mushwood? Yeah, I did. Okay. Please be a minus distress for me. Come across a friendly path for mush trees. +1 animals, +1 perception. 2 worn out and tired to continue. Stick Nation! Oh my god, so close to so much stuff. Alright, we are stressed now. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Although, maybe... So let's relax in the lounge. Take care of stress. Who do you hang out with? Let's hang out with Dis. You plop down beside Dis, who's listening to music and is here speaking, ignoring everyone else in the lounge with dogged determination. When it becomes obvious you're not going to leave him alone, he turns off his music with a huff. What do you want? You ask him what he's listening to, and he replies, just some old Earth music. You probably won't like it. All you have is Earth music, unless you want to listen to the space shanties the adults made up in the last 20 years, so you don't know what he's talking about. You tell him to give you a little credit. He rolls his eyes, but lets you sink your ears speak to his. Grungy-sounding rock music fills your skull. You spend a few hours passing music recommendations back and forth, lost in your own private soundscape. Okay, so we can do exploration again. Helps animals, is bravery, all this. And I think we should, because the next month is the Vertomna Festival, where we then will lose a bunch of stress. So I hear you on the photophoner. I say we do that after the festival. Because we have to keep in mind that next month we lose a bunch of stress, so just for being able to get a lot of stuff done, it behooves us to do stuff that adds stress now. That said, I don't know that there's a whole lot of events left in this, so we're going to see what we can do. You pause in your tracks, hearing a terrifying sound. You strain to listen. Is it manticores roaring in the distance? Or something even more dangerous? Bravery challenge. Holy fucking shit. Duplicate when drawn, 2 extra cards when drawn. Cool. Let's just go with a flush of zeros. Boop. Okay. +1 to a card to the right. +1 for gem on other cards. Cool. So we can do that. 3, 4, 5. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. You don't back down, though it takes energy to keep walking towards the roar as you hear it again and again, getting louder and louder. It's not a manticore, it's a little fluff of a creature, all puffed up with the effort of roaring, its voice amplified by a hollow log. Sounds just like a manticore, though. What a weird survival feature. Probably intimidates a lot of predators. You stop for lunch eating an earth treat grown from your own greenhouse. Practice spitting seeds. Cool. Combat. Grab this. I don't think there's a whole lot left. I wouldn't go that way if I were you. Find another way. But I think that that's the last thing to do on the map. Let's just look around really quick. I think that we can loop around behind it. Yeah, it is. So let's do it. Let's move on quickly. No. You've met everybody on the Stratospheric. That must have been some kind of animal. One that looks like a person. And sounds like a person. Maybe it's displaying tricks with his voice, or maybe you're seeing things. You're on the bend and regret it immediately as something long and thin slaps against your face. Then another whap across your back, and you spin to face your attacker. Whap, whap, 2 slaps to your shin sends you reeling. Whatever is attacking, you can't see it. You fall to the ground and cover your head and arms in defense. Nothing happens. Just silence. When you look up, there's no attacker, but the plants all around you are flattened to the ground. Their long purple reeds with knobby bumps at their bases. As you watch, the reeds slowly start to bend back upright. You poke one experimentally, and it slaps down to the ground, stinging your hand. Attacked by grass. How embarrassing. You decide to call it slap grass. I think that's everything in the area, so let's head back in now. Turn to the colony. Oh my god, come on. Animals is getting there, bravery is getting there, perception is getting there. It's time for the 3rd annual Vertumnalia Festival. Oh, I didn't spend a whole lot of my reasoning. I don't know if I'll be able to do science fair this time. You gather with your family in the colony square. Everyone takes a seat as Governor Uticott approaches the stage. She folds her hands and serenely addresses the crowd. What a pleasure to address you all today as your governor, she says, looking pleased as she ever does. In under 3 years, we've built a colony of which we can truly be proud. While we've suffered hardships and losses, we remain standing, as always looking toward the future we are building together. Let us use this midsummer festival as a time to reflect on our many blessings, Uticott continues. Fresh water, good food, healthy children, and a strong community. You look around at the crowd, your friends, your parents, and the other adults who've been in the background radiation of your entire life. These are the closest human beings around for light years, and they are all your family. Uticott bows her head. But first we recognize the passing of our dear friend, Chief Surveyor Melatonin. Known for his gentle nature and his curious spirit, Tonin is survived by his daughter, Aspartame. In the crowd, Tammy sniffles loudly. In his place, we welcome our youngest council member ever, Utopia, representing expeditions. Uticott invites the rest of the council to stand and be recognized among the crowd, including your mom, who huffs in annoyance. When the applause dies down and the council sits, Utopia remains standing. Actually, Auntie Uticott, mind if I just make a quick announcement? Uticott nods and Utopia clears her throat. Want to say thanks to y'all who trusted me with this job, she says, her voice clear, ringing out over the crowd. A cheer rises from Expeditions, and she motions for them to quiet down. Uncle Tonin's left some big shoes to fill, and, well, I'm going to give it my best. We're fixing to get to the bottom of what we're calling the shimmer, the sniffles folks have been getting during pollen, Utopia continues. Till we do, please keep on wearing your masks when the pollen's thick. Let the doc know if you're under the weather. She bends down to hug the governor as she leaves the stage. Thank you, Utopia, Uticott says warmly. And thank you to the rest of the council for their service. Live music starts playing and Uticott smiles. And now it's time for games and feasting. The crowd disperses towards the feasting table, clearing the area of chairs so the children's competitions can be held. Which will you do this year? Yes, Riggy has another waifu to add to the collection. Stick with science fair, everybody. Science! Science rules. Loyalty, friendship with Tangent, friendship with Tammy. Tangent's project involves how the Surveyor's gliders work, something to do with the materials they're made from reacting with the magnetic field of the planet, combined with solar energy collected from the wings. You tune her out, only zoning back when Tang stumbles through one of the judge's technical questions. You catch her look of pained frustration as she realizes she doesn't know the answer. Tammy's experiment is a tray of lumpy, misshapen half-melted marshmallows. She said she wanted to find a Vertumnan alternative for marshmallows, using aquafaba instead of gelatin or eggs like they would have on Earth. She says she had a successful version, but she ate it because she was so anxious about her presentation. The judges turn to you next. Okay, we have blue challenge. Got something that's just a plus... Yeah, let's use a mushwood. Get +2 on there. Get a set. Next. 3... 4... 5. +1 to skill on the wind. May as well make sure we use that. Let's see here. 2, 3, 4, 5. And an extra +2 over there, meeting our super goal. Some reasoning. Good to get that up there, and kudos. You do an egg drop experiment, taking fragile crystalline glass fruit and designing 4 different ways to protect them from breaking after a long fall. 2 break, but 2 succeed. Your experiment is only a simple demonstration of physics, but the judges decide to award you for choosing something within your capabilities and doing it well. Tang is frustrated, but more at herself than you. She's not used to failure. I don't know if that's fair. After the festivities, you take time off for a much-needed and very relaxing break. Your dad sets up a slip and slide through the colony square, and everyone takes turns sliding on their stomachs and spraying water at each other. It's a lot of fun. You can feel your worries floating away in the hot dust suns. Get used to failure as a scientist, Tang. Hate to say it. Okay, so kudos doubled for 3 months. Now, can you tell us how Socks is doing? Oh, do you want to hear a fun nature fact? Cal has collected a fine assortment of plastic and metal containers and assembled them into what passes for a drum set, and is clattering away at them echoes through the garden. When he sees you, he twirls his drumstick and gives you a cheeky smile. What? They were going to get nano-recycled anyway. You tell him about the time that Tang brought a skunk bug for show and tell in biology, and it got scared and made the worst, most smelliest, grossest stink you'd ever smelled, and everyone thought Tang had farted. Oh my god. Then Professor Hal had to clear out the whole room, and it took weeks to get the smell out of the beanbags. It was so gross. But also kind of neat how such a tiny bug can make a whole room of kids run away. Cal laughs. I remember that, Sabote, except the way I heard it, it wasn't Tang, it was you. I could fart like that bug. I am powerful. Yeah, I believe you could. More like rigor mortis. Okay. Let's just play that straight, and you're like, hey, wait a minute. Alright, let's play the phonophoner. Photophoner. See how this goes. The photophoner, or phoner, is part flute and part paintbrush. Point the end of the phoner in the direction you want to paint. Blow into the air, and it makes sound and draws holograms in midair. It comes with a funny earpiece that fits behind your ear and reads your thoughts. Well, not quite. More like it detects the electrical impulses in your head and draws those. You really aren't sure how to use it. Let's follow the instructional vids. Great masters, or at least the people on these teaching vids, who you notice are just sitting in their bedrooms like you, can create a whole animated scene. A lake, trees, a boat, a person on the boat fishing. You watch as a holographic image reels in something big. Then a gigantic fish jumps up and swallows the boat with dramatic music to match. Like a kayaker. You can do this. No problem. Honk! You have a lot of beautiful ideas, but what you get is a masterful honking noise and a pulsating, tangled knot of sickly green light that quickly fades away. At this rate, you'll never be as good as the masters. That's discouraging. Let's figure it out. Some creativity. You sit down and experiment with it. The phoner is different for every person, so figuring out how to play it is a personal experience. You let your instincts guide you. You wish it was as simple as thinking tree and it paints a tree, or even blue and it paints blue. No, for you it's more like, well, if you think about food, it paints lots of round bubble shapes. If you think about something that makes you angry, it draws orange squiggles. So booba, or kiki. Mostly your phoner pictures have a lot of purple lines to dance around. You guess that's your personal style. The game's been listening to our kayak conversation. Synesthesia, flute. Okay, yeah, actually, once you stop worrying about being good and just thinking about how it feels, it starts to feel fun. Oh, what's the line said by Marauder in the Daft Punk song? Just when you stop thinking about what you have to do with like rhythm and such, then you succeed. I forget the exact line. Okay. Is that fine with us? Yeah, I think so. +4 creativity, +1 bravery. Very nice. We've been a little behind on classes, so we could do that. Let's actually, no, first I want to head back here. Shovel dirt, because I want to see if Cal has anything with socks. It's not always shoveling. You sometimes get to control the huge robotic vehicle that's been fitted to the plow. The robo-plow is massive and intimidating, can easily grind through rocks or even trees, but it only has one. Yeah, okay, I think we've done this one. Cal loads its software up in its holopalm, and there's a lot going on there. All the digital gauges and a long list of possible subroutines with parameters to enter. Sabote, he says, nervously poking at the interface. Do you want to try doing this? Yeah. Easy peasy. You give it the dimensions of the field you're plowing, the desired depth, and a subroutine for rock removal indicating the general size of the rocks. The machine whirs and adjusts its digging tools and sets to work. You get the field cleared in record time, and you and Cal enjoy a half day off. The card to the right becomes a 3. Oh boy. I have too many zeros. +2 if in the first or last pane. So it's 4, 5. 3, 4? No, I can't do 3, 4, 5 because... Okay. Bunch of toughness. Okay. Let's do a class. What kind of class do we want to do? I don't think the biology one is that helpful for us. We can just do xenobotany if we want to increase that kind of stuff. Do we want to do an engineering class or a humanities class? Because this is, what is this? This is +2 biology, +1 reasoning. This is +1 engineering, +2 reasoning. That wouldn't be bad. Study humanities is +2 creativity, +2 persuasion. Both of those are pretty low. Engineering and creativity. Creativity is 12 out of 100. Engineering is 10 out of 100. Neither of those are really close to milestones, but reasoning is. So I think maybe going with engineering, which is +2 reasoning, we can try to boost that a little. Sabote, can you come see me in class? Professor Hal pulls you aside in the hall. Congruent's sliding along behind him. You follow him cautiously. Don't worry, he smiles. You're not in trouble. Far from it, in fact. He grabs your hand and shakes it firmly. I never thanked you for, well, saving my life, he chuckles. Professor Hal and I are very grateful for your bravery, Congruent says. Though you should have been in the creche. Just this once, it's good you disobeyed orders. Did you find the thing that attacked you? No? But Congruence filled the engineering weed with sulfuryl fluoride for a few days. Fumigated the place. Hopefully that got it, whatever it was. Good thing you were helping me in the classroom when the attack started, right? He laughs and leans back against his desk, inadvertently sitting on something that pops and gives off a shower of acrid-smelling sparks. Whoops, he says, leaping away from his desk. Danger lurks everywhere, Sabote. Keep your head on a swivel. Hal? Don't know if there are other ways to up engineering, but I think the flute can boost our creativity. Yes, it can. Random card locked in one slot. Okay. God, and I got all the ones here? It's fine, just match the pair of ones then, I guess. Cool, +3 engineering, good there. +2 reasoning. I want to go exploring, but like, we've already finished exploring out nearby, and I can't join expeditions yet. Let's talk to everyone. Oh, our bravery's kind of high. Dare you to eat this worm, bro? Oh yeah? Well, I double dare you to eat a worm. You can't just turn down a double dare. You know, meek little hop eye. +1 bravery. Slimy. Unsatisfying. Very, very gross. Dis eats his like a noodle, slurping it up and wrinkling his nose as it wriggles in his mouth. Yuck, he says, swallowing it whole, then shows you his empty mouth. You should have known better than to dare a person who fears nothing. Help him with the animals. I would need 40 or greater for that. I'm not there. I think I need organizing to tell her what we learned today. I don't want to talk to Mars. Let's talk to Tammy. Oh, as you approach, she is sitting in the lounge, not doing anything at all. As you approach, she looks up and dabs her eyes, sniffling a little. Oh, sorry, don't mind me. Sometimes I just think about how much I miss my dad. Okay, what do we want to work on today? She's smiling more than she was last year. This is true. Well, yeah, actually it was around this time last year that her dad passed. I think it was in the last month right before Glow hit. And we ended up saving Hal during Glow. Perception and animals are both up there. Defense training was what, +1 animals? Okay. Let's see what we get if we do deliveries in the depot. Deliver supplies, +2 organizing, +1 perception. We could do that. The perception plus would be good. And it wouldn't hurt to, you know, get a little bit more friendship with Mars. Or let's see what xenobotany does. Because, hey, we've done some good work in there before. +3 biology. Oh, that gets us a +2 organizing. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, Squirt, your mom calls out to you. You think it's time you started thinking about what you're going to do when you're older? You look at her in confusion. Isn't she always telling you to stay in school? You gotta think about it sometime, kid. How about you come join your folks on the farm if you think you're up for it? Yeah. Mom claps you. So, unlocked farming and geoponics. Your mom claps you on the back. Oh, she's just as strong as she looks. Great, she says. Come meet me in geoponics when you're ready to start. It'll be more fun than wheeling dirt around, I promise. Yeah, but I'm doing the science part of this now. Don't you get extras from Xeno because of the DNA experiment you did too? So actually part of it, I think I get a bit more there, but more than that I have, I get more kudos. So my kudos reward is doubled, which I haven't really been worrying about spending. So that's the thing. Boop, bop, beep, boops, pop. So that's as best as I can get there. Cool. Yeah, that biology is rocketing up right now. Okay, so we've got one more month of activity. Well, 2 more months of activity. We've got this, and then we've got Glow, and then we're going to call it a stream. What do we want to do? We could do more classes, right? We could try playing music again. Do we get empathy from practicing this? No, creativity and bravery. Empathy comes from babysitting. Ew, gross. Babies. Excuse me. We can see some colony stats here while you guys are thinking. Food shortfall is only -10%. Security rating is 10%. Red. The gates will be closed during Glow and a strict curfew will be in place. Plan accordingly. Can we do anything to help our persuasion? That's a good question. Tell me about working at the depot. Alright, that's amazing. Yay. I don't know. I think persuasion might come from those. Yeah, let me actually really quick. Um... Cool, that's some spoiler stuff I didn't need. I'm just... A guide to all 12 skills. Okay, persuasion. Persuasion. If you end up maxing that... Yeah, I think it is stuff with Mars, but just like I'm not high enough to do things yet. Hydration is good for persuasion. This is true. Need friendship with Mars to work there with her, or rebellion less than 20. Need friendship with Mars 10 or greater. Well, it's at 1. Oh, crap. I didn't mean to do ignore. Well, now it's 0. Boy. That's not gonna come to bite me. Ooh, goober. Maybe we'll do music during Glow and practice that. For now, hey, let's do some defense training right before Glow. I think makes sense. Anemone can make a competition out of anything. Fastest lap, heaviest lift, most boards broken, highest kick. Most of the time she wins too. She's a fierce competitor. 3, 4, 5, and then hit that with a flush. Okay, now we are in the month of Glow. It's the hollow leg thing. Mom just wants us to get inside. What's up, Dis? Okay, let's play the holophonar. Practice this. You've been practicing the photophoner by watching tutorial videos and copying what you hear, but that's just one part of learning how to make music. It's time to write your own music. What kind of style should you use for your compositional debut? Have you snuck out of you cannot sneak out of the colony. Oh. I do not think you can sneak out of the colony during Glow. Angry and spicy. I don't think that's really what my character's been, and like I don't think there's reason in the last year to really do angry. I haven't been ignored. We haven't really had a ton of tragedy. Yeah, slow and thoughtful then. That's very mature of you. To what do you credit your inspiration? Trying to grow up, man. Shit's been rough here. Like, it's not been as tragic as maybe it could be, but it's still an uphill battle trying to convince the adults to do what we need to do. The Bildungsroman is a noble genre. You sit down to compose your great work. You have a rudimentary grasp on notation, preferring a more instinctive, spiritual approach to music, but slowly something begins to come together. We've liked the unknown so far. Eventually you finish. Well, it's music, in the sense that it's sound made by an instrument, but it doesn't have a lot more going for it than that. You're proud of it, of course, but when you play it for other people, you can tell they're forcing themselves to compliment how hard you've worked. They encourage you to keep practicing. You're just a kid after all. You can't be expected to nail it on your first try. Oh my god. So many duplicates. 2? Right? Hold on. So what happens if we do this? That's 22. Whereas if we 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Super goal. A lot of creativity, a little bit of bravery. Okay. 2 data points form a line, but 3 is a pattern. The colony has been in high alert all Glow, hoping that the creatures from beyond the wall won't return for a 3rd year in a row. Surveyors keep reporting that they're seeing unusual animal activity. Even the plants seem different, they say, and new tracks that must have been left by creatures larger and heavier than you've ever seen. You and the other colonists drill evacuation plans. You're in engineering when you hear the sirens ring through the colony. You cover your ears against the noise and make your way to the nearby classroom. This is one of the assembly points, so you should be safe there, but it wasn't so safe last year for Professor Hal. What if another creature gets in? You look at Professor Hal, and he looks back at you. Last year, you saved his life, right here. He clears his throat, visibly trying to stay calm. All right, children, he says, subconsciously touching his neck. Just remain seated. I'm certain everything will be fine. You've been told this before. As the sirens continue, you're faced with a choice. Stay put, try to leave, 15 or more, or sneak out. Need bravery 15 or greater, and need perception. I think if we try to leave, we wouldn't be able to, but we sneak out. While Professor Hal is distracted, you crawl out from behind the table. What are you doing? Mars whispers angrily, but you ignore her. You creep along the back of the room, then quickly duck out the classroom door and sprint down the hall before anyone can chase you. You slow to a walk as you near the outer doors of engineering. Something doesn't feel right. You stop to listen in the dim emergency lighting and hear the metallic popping of something overhead. In the ventilation ducts? Your blood goes cold. Monsters. They're here. You follow the sound to a workshop and force yourself to look up through the slats of the vent. You gasp. 2 glistening bug-like eyes peer down at you. No, 4, 6? They blink in syncopated pairs. Then you hear it, over the sirens, a soft pinging noise halfway between a chirp and a purr. The creature skitters, spider-like, from one side of the vent to the other. A small furry tentacle slithers through the slats, searching for the vent release. When it can't find one, it bangs its body against the inside of the vent, denting the metal. I'm gonna tame it. Oh my god, set neighbors to this value and locked? No, that's gonna... Okay. So that's 16. That's 13, and we keep our 6 for later. Okay. So now, we do that. It's still a 3. 3. Then, 4. Okay, set neighbors to this value. Ugh, dang it. Then we import that. That. Super goal? Cool. So close. You win it over by reading its body language and slowly building trust. It seems to want to join you, and you think, hope, you'll be allowed to keep it. You look the species up on your holopalm and learn that Ricky, so named for the trills they make, which yours is making now, cuddling against your leg, are neither male or female, though they do require a mate to reproduce. So it's a they then. You decide to name them. Squidly Peterson. That says Feederson. So I did rescue this my last time through, and I went with Ricky Ticky, which I thought was a lot of fun. Do we want to see what something else has for us? Look, the text is very small on my not 65-inch screen. The options we have are Ricky, which is just the species name, Ricky Ticky, Bright Eyes, Squidly Feederson, or nothing else. Or something else. Excuse me. Got one for... let's see what something else does. What name? Okay, so we get to put in a manual name. He's got mushrooms on the face. Could call him Mush Face. Squidly Boaterson. Son of Boater. Squidly son of Boater. Squidly Boaterson. I went with, since we went with Sobote, I went with Bote-son. Squidly Bote-son. McBoaterson is son of Boater. It's all gibbet. Bote-son. But Squidly. Okay, Squidly Bote-son it is. They blink every one of their beady black eyes up at you, none of them in unison. They seem to have no problem with this name. It isn't long before the sirens turn off, ringing 3 short pulses as the all-clear message flashes on your holopalm. You and the other children file out of engineering and you head back to your quarters. Your parents will want to know you're safe. You manage to smuggle your new pet Fricky under your jacket and hide it under your bed before they arrive. Your dad gives you a big hug, but your mom slumps into a seat at your small table. It's like they were going specifically for geoponics this time, she mutters, but your dad pets your hair and shushes her. I'm sure it was just bad luck, Flulubelle, he says, but your mom shakes her head and folds her hands in front of her mouth, staring out the porthole window at the fields. Okay. Start age 13. And we've got our pet right there. Gear. +1 skill on challenge win and a +1 bonus to straights. And yeah, we'll equip that. Pets follow you and may appear in events. Well, that was glow, and I didn't, you know, by the time that we realized, oh, maybe we could have tried, we were already playing the Fauner. But that is going to do it for this stream. We're going to talk to everyone next time and see if we can get another couple of years in. But that's going to do it for us today. It was a one hour longer stream than before. But so thank you to everybody. Thank you, Ricky, Shady, and Griffey for dropping by and hanging out. Thank you, Spyro, for the same. Huge thanks to Ditzy, our newest follower. And, you know, hopefully, I haven't seen you chatting in a little bit recently. Probably you dropped out, but that's fine. Hopefully, we'll see you come back next week as we continue to play, as we are about to hit age 13. You know, a Ricky, Shady, Griffey, Ditzy, Spyro. Yeah, it's gonna be an important year for this cadre of teenagers. So make sure that you are following right here for that. Let's do a manual save. Yeah, there we go. Bunch of Boater. Overwrite. Poof. Main menu. In the meantime, folks, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful... Oh, we should have named the Vricky Donut! Damn it. I'm sorry, Donut. Maybe if we get another pet. Which I don't know. I think we can get more pets than just the Vricky, but I don't know. I really hope that there's a Keegan. Like a floating pufferfish. That'll be Donut. We'll see. We'll see maybe next time. Or the few times after that. Make sure you're here for that. There is another Jade Empire that comes out on Tuesday. And then Brunch with Boater is on next week for 10 o'clock. Maybe a couple minutes earlier. Probably trying to get another 2 years in there. So probably another long stream to make that happen. I hope that you'll join me, and I hope that I'll see you there. In the meantime, folks, have a wonderful rest of your evening, your Sunday, whatever time of day it is, and I hope the week goes well. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody!